summer in its wake. The heart of September left nothing more to say. Just show me what it's worth. I wanna hear you say these words. From the light into the dark, it'll be alright. Did I speak too soon? I wanna harbor you through all the ways this life could be so cruel. If the storm breaks through, I'll be the light for you, holding on when everything it feels so blue. Letting it linger, what I thought was everything I had of you, wrapped round my finger like a puppet on a string. So where are you right now? Find me when the stars turn out. All you vampires gather around here in the night. Did I ask too much? Maybe it's not enough for now. We close the door and feel the rush. Or am I answering something close to home? It's bigger than the two of us would own. Falling for you in a way that I thought that I never do. Oh, it taught me the way to never be used. I'll make a promise to you, alleviate every sky, be honest and true. All the games, there's no excuse, no more running away. Did I speak too soon? I wanna harbor you through all the ways this life could be so cruel. If the storm breaks through, I'll be the light for you, holding on when everything it feels so blue. I'll be there with you still, till the darkness starts to spill with you and everything that we've ever built.
Yes, people, what you saying, man? Sorry for the slight delay, man. We're multi-streaming. We're live on my channel, it's LB. We're live on Dan Potts' channel, but Dan almost went live on Lee Judge's channel. How funny would that have been, bro?
Oh, hilarious, man. I was like, you know, when like you did the intro and I thought, oh yeah, I just pressed go live to my audience. And I'm like, oh no, I'm on Lee's channel. So I did a stream with him earlier, innit? So I had all Lily's logins and I'm like, no way. Judges would have texted me like, what's going on? Am I missing a show? Yeah, mad, bro. So I had to quickly do that. So I appreciate the delay and the time and the thing. And big up to everyone, man.
No, that's why you've got to have all like the sirens and that loaded. Like Most people don't know, but half the time when I play like the sirens or like the timers and shit, it's because I'm like not ready. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit, I'm meant to be live and I'm not fucking ready. Like, I need to go
I'm
get a
the
drink
same,
or
bro.
something.
Honestly, I'm the same, man. So yeah, no, big up to you, man. It's a pleasure to be on with you, man. And do you know what? It's mad because we both had a holiday in it, and we both like needed a break, and we both got a bit of a break. We've come back, and Man City, I don't know, is the transfer window shut for you, bro? Like, what's going on, man?
Oh,
Yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah, Arsenal have
it's-
actually done a little bit of business at least, and obviously we've got links with players, but Man City started mad, and yeah, but we're gonna get into it, man. But big up to you, bro. Hope you're well, man.
Nah, big up to you as well. Make sure you guys are all smashing up the likes on both the channels, guys. Get these likes up, man. Come on, man. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channels as well, if you're not done so already. We're just going to sort of like chat about everything that's been going on at the moment, speak about a couple of clubs, man. But you know what, bro? I actually want to speak, and we can just keep the show flowing, whatever. So chat, you want us to speak about some, let us know in the chat. But I actually wanted to speak to you a bit about Newcastle, bro. If that's all cool to start the show off with them, man, because I know that me and you, we had I don't know exactly if we had exactly the same opinions, but from like the group chats that we're in, and obviously the straight facts show that we did, and that I feel like both of me and you, yeah, we both had like quite high expectations about Newcastle coming into this transfer window, and like we was both, I remember us both saying that like these could be a serious problem next season, but bro, like. I don't know, man. I can't lie. I don't know exactly how Newcastle fans are feeling. I'm sure there'll be a couple in the show. Let us know in the chat. But I've been mad disappointed with the window, man. I was expecting big things from Newcastle. Big things. Like they won a trophy in a season, Carabao Cup. I was expecting them to kick on, bro. And bro, I can't lie, man. Like I don't know if they're like some fake oil club right now because they are not moving like oil club, bro. Like, what's your thoughts on Newcastle, innit?
Yeah, well, you and I have always been told that we glaze Newcastle and have a soft spot for them, right? I got to be honest with you, I kind of do. I kind of like Newcastle. They've never really been a rival to us. They've never really gone, anything against us. And I look at what Newcastle have done and what they've been through, and the fact that they're a great city, superb football club, great fan base, nice stadium. And I think, yeah, I like Newcastle. And I looked at what they did under Eddie Howe, and I thought to myself, the Mike Ashley days and the Steve Bruce days, they deserve a little bit of a break personally. And I think, yeah, do you know what? I thought, hello, Newcastle. They're the richest club in the league now, and fair play. Got the Champions League football last season, got back into the Champions League, won their trophy, and I thought, here we go. They're going to kick on now. And do you know what it was, right? I did some filming at the Emirates with Sam. You know Sam. And Sam and me were literally walking to go get some chicken, and he said to me, do you know, I think Newcastle could be in a title race next season. And I said, I don't think that's a mad shout. I said, I really don't think that's a mad shout. I said, they've got the best midfield in the league. They've got the best striker in the league, or at least one of them. They've got a brilliant couple of wingers in Barnes and Gordon. They've got a fantastic centre-half in Sven Botman. Brilliant fullbacks in Livramento and Lewis Hall. And let's be real, they might only have 12 or 13 players, which means that if you've got 5 or 6 signings coming in, they've got a squad of 20 and they can actually go and achieve something to keep up with us. Now, I'm not saying they would have gone and win the league, by the way, LB, right? But I believe that they could have done the right signings, get to around about February, March, and people might be looking at them going, yeah, okay, if they carry this on, they could be in a title race here. That's what I expected from them, right? That was if they kept Bruno G, Tonali, Isak, Gordon, all these names. I look at the players they've tried to bring in. Let's just park Isak just for 1 second. I've been disappointed, bro. Like they can't get the Burnley goalkeeper because you've swooped in. They can't seem to go back in for Gyokeres for some reason now. They've got no centre half that I look at that looks any better than what Fabian Schär is that's linked with them. They've got Anthony Elanga. No disrespect to him, he's a good winger, but I don't look at him and go wow. But it's a fairly good signing. Aaron Ramsdale's now come in. I like Ramsdale, but everyone laughs at him and thinks he's no good. So they brought in Ramsdale and Elanga, and everybody else has said no. Now, I'm not saying that I expected Newcastle to go in and put in a lump in a bid for Kylian Mbappe. I didn't expect them to go and be in the mix for a Rodrigo, but I certainly thought that they would have gone in for Kudus. I thought they would have gone in for Brian and Mbeumo. I thought they might have gone Cunha. I thought they would have gone back.
I think they did go in for Mbeumo, didn't I? I think they
went in for a lot of these players, bro, but they're all rejecting them. They're all going to other clubs. Liam Delap, they were interested in. Obviously, João Pedro, he went to Chelsea. We all know about what happened, with clubs that are now all of a sudden, players that are looking at Newcastle and going, yeah, okay, I'm going to go somewhere else. And that's a big worry for me if I'm a Newcastle fan, bruv. And that's not even touching on the Isak situation, which I think is a absolute mess, by the way. Like the whole thing is a joke for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've been disappointed as well, bro. They're clearly not going to be. Do you think maybe we overrated it? Maybe we overrated them and thought, man, or is it just they just moved rubbish? Because
No, I don't think we did, and we get accused of this all the time. But like, I don't think we did. I mean, you've got to look at their team, yeah, and like obviously everything that we've said, yeah, is sort of like on the proviso that they kept hold of the big players, right? Obviously,
Yeah, man.
otherwise, what's the obviously the conversation changes, right? But to be fair, all the Newcastle fans were telling me, and all the journalists, and maybe the Newcastle fans have to have a look a little bit at the journalists that have been covering the club, because everything that the journalists that have been saying that I've seen, and obviously I've not seen everything, I'm not a Newcastle fan, but has all been for the last 3 months now, last 4 or 5 months has been Newcastle are not selling anyone, right? And that they're free of all this PSR, they're going to go big. And I just feel like, have they misled people a little bit? Because like the impression that I was getting, and I think the impression that Newcastle fans were getting is that this summer was going to be absolutely insane because they're free of PSR. But I'm looking at the signing so far. They brought in Alanga. That's big money, by the way. Yeah, that's big money.
Yeah.
I think Alanga's a decent player. Don't get me wrong, but I do think that is big money. And now they've obviously got this situation with Isak and that. But I don't think we was overrated him. I mean, you've got to look at that midfield, Potsy, yeah? Bruno Guimaraes, fucking mega. Tonali, mega. And Joe Linton is mega in his own little way. You know what I mean? He's obviously, he's not as maybe technically gifted as the other two, but he adds a nice dimension. You look at obviously the forward line, yeah? Isak, one of the best strikers in the world. Gordon does a job, works well in the team. And obviously, they needed to upgrade on Murphy, but he's had a fantastic season. You look at the back line, they're set with Livramento, they're set with Lewis Hall, probably need another centre-back and improve the goalkeeper, yeah? And then it's just about squad building. And I just thought, like, this summer was going to be big for them. And I don't know, man. I don't know whether, to be honest with you, like the people close to the football club, the journalists covering the club, the people in the club, whoever it is, has maybe misled people a little bit and made it seem like they have more firepower this summer than actually they do. Because I'm looking at this, bro. They spent 61 million quid. I don't know if the deal's lined up at the moment, but it's not exactly a lot, is it? When Liverpool are spending 300 million and could easily do another 200-300 million according to Sky Sports. So I don't know, but you know what I'd do if I was them, bro? I'd be going getting Lucas Paqueta straight away from West Ham, bro. I think that is a player that they can get in there. He can play left wing. He can do a job probably as a false nine, and he can bolster that midfield up a little bit. Cheap price, apparently, is about 40 mil. And that'd be a great signing. I think they have to box clever, man. But I don't think we did. To answer your question in a long-winded way, I don't think they did. I don't think we did overrate him. No, I mean, how can we overrate him, bro? This is a team that's been in Champions League now 2 out of the last 3 years. They've been in 2 finals and won 1. We're not speaking about some dead team here, Potsy.
No, facts.
Yeah, we're speaking about a team that's in the Champions League 2 years in a row, 2 finals in 2 seasons or 3 seasons, and they won 1 against Liverpool. And actually, they played really fucking well against Liverpool. It's a team that's beaten you on the way there. Yeah, we struggled whenever we play them. Yeah, so I don't think we do. We get accused of this all the time. Oh, you know, you love Newcastle and that. You know, listen, I like Newcastle because I like the midfield and that. Yeah, I have no connection to Newcastle. I just say it how it is. Yeah, but I also be fair and balanced. I think this is a fucking shocking window from Newcastle, and we can move it on to Isak, bro. But if they end up losing him,
bro,
oh man, I mean, I don't know where they go from here, man.
It's the worst, man. If they lose him, it's the worst. Like we can't even. Honestly, bro, we can't even. We can't even. It's absolutely mad. Like for me, yeah, I'll be absolutely real with you. If Isak goes to Liverpool, I truly don't see how they don't win the league, Liverpool, right? Then we look at Newcastle. I don't see how there can be any Newcastle fan that says, I still think we're going to be all right for Champions League. I think he's that important, mate. I think the amount of goals that he's individually scored for them out of nothing, where there's been a lack of creativity, perhaps Joe Linton's been had a bit of a day off or whatever it be. Isak gets him out of trouble. Gordon, he's a bit off of it last season. Isak, you know, in the last couple of seasons, he's got 20 odd goals, bruv. You can't take that at your team and give it to Visser and go on then, off you go. And I know Sesko's the guy they're looking at alongside Visser, and I think both signings would be fair. But I don't look at Sesko and think, wow, he's going to go and replace Isak now. Look at that. Look at that.
This is
21 goals, 20. This is ridiculous, bro. This is just Premier League, by the way. That's just the Premier League. So
That's
it's
just Premier League. That's just Premier League.
brother. That is what I'm telling you. And there's Newcastle fans that are, sort of in the. I think the Newcastle fans have got to hold it L a little bit, if I'm honest. Not all of them, because I'll speak to some that are genuine, but some of the ones that have come in my chat, oh my God, bro. I've never seen a fan base like this at times. Like, they absolutely hate on Arsenal because we liked Isak. Now we're fine because we've got Gyokeres. We're okay now. And now they hate on Liverpool. Like, you can tell that there's naivety with some of the Newcastle fans, that they're not used to this, bro. And to be fair, LB, you're probably not used to it either, because since City have arrived, you haven't really lost any of your massive players to like massive rivals.
Very fortunate. Yeah,
You've been fortunate. Trust me, mate, this happens. Like, Liverpool will tell you, United will tell you, Newcastle will tell you, Arsenal will tell you, Chelsea will tell you. When you do not win trophies, you lose big players. Or if your player is that good and he's won trophies and he wants to go have a new challenge, it happens. So Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali and Isak and Gordon all being linked is a massive compliment to you doing something right. And it's like, hang on a minute, you can't take one of our players. No, we can. That's the thing. We can, because you are not winning trophies. I know you've just won your Carabao Cup, but next season, are you guaranteed to win another one? No. But Liverpool will be, and Manchester City probably will be, and Real Madrid will be. And that's why Isak will be looking, going, I've just won something here. I'm only 26, 27 or whatever he is. I can go and get a massive move somewhere and go and win something big. And I'll tell you what, bro, if Liverpool get Isak, they're moving mad, bro. It's an unbelievable signing.
I checked today. They've already done 300 million euros. I use euros because it's on Transfermarkt, and if they sign Isak, it'll take him over 400. And there's rumours they might even sign a centre back. But before we sort of move on to Newcastle, Liverpool, just before we sort of like wrap it up on Newcastle, like, I don't know, like how like, obviously they're being heavily linked with Sesko, which tells me that they are prepared to sell Isak. I've seen a couple of people on social media say they reckon the deal's probably already agreed between Liverpool and Newcastle. Newcastle are just trying to get a player in before they eventually let Isak go. But yeah, it's obviously disappointing from a Newcastle point of view, because this obviously holds them back. And I've seen Newcastle fans, I've seen Pete say in our chat that, well, we're getting Sesko and Vissa, that's better than Isak on his own. It's not. It's just not. That's just not how it works, in my opinion. I'd much rather have one player that's better than having two players that are not quite as good. You know what I mean? I think quality is what counts, especially when you try to win titles, Potsy. When you try to win titles, it's about quality. When you try to win trophies, it's about quality. Why did Newcastle win that game against Liverpool?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they had quality players. Yeah, you downgrade the players and have more players. You've still got worse players. So I don't think there's any glaze in this from a Newcastle point of view. Obviously, once Isak goes, you have to, obviously, as a football club, just do the best you can and get the best players you can get in. But at the same time, you're going to downgrade from Isak, because who else is out there? Like, I don't know. The only sort of thing I'd say from a Newcastle point of view, and I don't know this, is how early did they know that Isak wanted to leave? Because, and I think this is obviously something that maybe Newcastle fans will already know. If they don't already know, I think it's something that needs to be questioned. Because if Newcastle, Potsy, yeah, and we'll talk about the board here and like the manager and that, if they knew that Isak wanted to leave when Gyokeres was still on the market, when Osimhen was still on the market, and all these players were still on the market, then I think they've messed up big time by holding him for so long. I think basically what I'm saying is, if Isak told them that he wanted to leave at the end of the season, I think they should have been saying, well, you've got to go by this date to get, because they've missed out on everyone now. They missed out on Gyokeres. I'm not saying Gyokeres would have chosen him. He still probably would have chosen Arsenal, but maybe if they got rid of Isak earlier in the window, then they could have potentially gone and got Gyokeres and stole him ahead of Arsenal and whoever else did out there, man. That's the only thing I would say on that. Like, I think that potentially they've let this drag on too long, but at the same time, they're probably not trying to force the guy out the football club, are they, bro?
Oh, it's a mess. Like, let's be real. Newcastle have had a shocker of a window. Absolutely shocker of a window. Liverpool, like, they clearly have played chess and tried to bully Newcastle Football Club. And if I'm honest with you, if they get Isak, they would have succeeded in both of that. Now, look at the scenario of Ekitike, bruv, right? They basically said, oh, if you give us Isak or we'll take Ekitike. They've gone, well, we're going to try and hold on to Isak. Okay, well, we're going to get Ekitike. And then what happens 3 weeks later? We're going to now come for Isak as well. Like, Liverpool have absolutely played Newcastle, let's be real, because they've taken the striker that they wanted, because they wanted Ekitike alongside Isak. Liverpool said, no, we're going to take him now. and we're going to come and get your player. So Isak and Ekatike that you think is going to line up at Newcastle is now lining up at Liverpool. Because I think they'll. I don't know about you. I think they will get Isak, bro. I think they will.
Yeah,
he's gone AWOL. He clearly wants out. I appreciate they don't want to sell him for 60 million, but at the same time, I do think that I was going to ask you actually, how much is he worth, bruv? Because I'm looking at 110, 120, 130, 140. I think he'll go. But do you think that is money well spent? 120, 130 million. Is he that good? I think he's a good player. I think he's a great player, in fact, actually. But is he 100? Is that mad money? I don't get this anymore. This market is, I don't get it anymore, bro. I don't get what people are worth anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not worth 130, 40 million as a striker if you was to look at him compared to other strikers that have been around the game over the last 15 years. However, in the current market of a severe lack of decent strikers, he is worth it because there's none. It's just, bro, it's simple supply and demand, isn't it? It's supply and demand. Who's out there? There's no good strikers out there. And I always use this as an example, bro. But if you go back 15 years here when City signed Aguero, why did City sign Aguero? Because Aguero, by the way, he didn't just turn up at City and then turn out to be mint. The guy was doing bits at Atletico Madrid. He was doing bits in Argentina before he went to Atletico Madrid. The reason City signed Aguero wasn't because of no brown envelopes. It was because nobody else needed a striker. I'm not naive enough to think that he chose City because we were the best team that he could join. He joined City because no one else really needed him. Like Real Madrid had Benzema, United had Rooney at the time, yeah, and they had the players. You had Van Persie when we signed him. Bayern probably had Lewandowski at that point, or whoever they had. Everybody already had players. No one needed him, so we signed him. Yeah, and we got him at a good price, 32 million. Again, because there's players on the market now. I know inflation's happened and that, but you look around the market now, yeah, fucking hell, United are trying to sign Gyokeres. You would have, Gyokeres, Sesko. I mean, you would have thought they learned the lesson. They signed Højlund from Udinese or whatever it was, yeah, who scored Atalanta, who scored 9 league goals, chat, 9, and they spent 75 million quid on him. Then what did they do? They went and bought Xerxes, who scored 11 league goals. Yeah, both of them have turned out to be trash. And now what they're doing, buying Sesko, or trying to sign him, who scored a whopping 13. Yeah, fucking hell, boys. I mean, at least Arsenal signed a guy who's got a track record of scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I backed the Gyokeres deal for Arsenal, because he's got a track record of scoring goals. Right. I don't see it. How a guy just scores 50 goals in Portugal and turns up at Arsenal and can't put the ball in the back of the net.
It's the talent drop, bro. It's the talent drop. There's a massive talent drop, big time. It's scary. And I look at it now and I think, look, as much as I can appreciate why they want that much money for Isak, is Alexander Isak £20 million less than Kylian Mbappe? I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's at levels or level par with Kylian Mbappe. But Kylian Mbappe is 150 million. We're looking at Neymar, who was an unbelievable amount of money. And then you look at Isak, and I'm like, this is getting crazy now. There's soon going to be, if someone starts scoring goals, they're 200 million. It's not going to be long, bruv. We're going to be talking about this in about 3 years, 4 years. Well, we're going to be saying 200 million.
Haaland's probably the one.
What's Haaland worth? Because you take Haaland over Isak, right?
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah, 100%.
So how much is he then? How much is our Haaland worth?
Well, again, it's because there's no one else out there. Yeah, you're looking at you are is a hot asset to the football club, and this is what I'm saying. I think Isak, is right now. I think Isak's probably top 5 striker in the world. Right? I think you'd agree with that. I think most people in the chat would agree with that.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why he's worth over 100 million quid. Yeah, and I don't mean this to disrespect the geezer, but if you took Isak and put him in the Premier League or in Europe 10, 15 years ago, he's not even top 10 strikers. Real talk. Right. He's not top 10 strikers. He's still a 6th striker, but he's not. He's not better than Aguero. He's not better than Benzema. He's not better than Cavani. I'm telling you that for a fact. He's not better than Cavani, mate. Not Cavani in his prime. Yeah, but because there's no strikers available, he's now worth 130 million quid. And that's just what it is. Football's fell off, man. We're in the market for a right back. But there's no right back out there.
No, there ain't.
There's no one out there. There's literally no one out there, bro. Who can we sign? Literally, who can we sign? There's literally nobody, bro. We can get this Liverpool guy from Newcastle, but they don't want to sell, so you can't get him. Who else can we go and get? You've got to look at the right back situation, right? Seriously,
Trent, we all know about. Reece James, those two aren't going anywhere because, he's just gone to Real Madrid and Reece James is a Chelsea boy and always injured anyway. Then you've got Hakimi at PSG. He's world class, but he's not going to go anywhere. Maybe City could prize him away, but I don't know. It's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. And I'm not being biased. I genuinely do think that Julian Timber is sick. And I think he's right up there.
Timber's fucking class. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So other than that, bruv, what do you do? Do you go and get Pedro Porro back? Do you know what I mean? Like, where'd you go here, Man City? And City clearly need a right back. You know what I'm saying? And Rico Lewis ain't going to do it. Kyle Walker's gone. Akanji looks like he's either out the door or not the favourite anymore. It's hard, bro. It's hard with what City have got to do.
No, I know. Yeah, also Hakimi might be going prison as well. So
is that for real? Oh no,
I don't know if it's for real. I've not read like articles or looked into it, but chat sent me a link yesterday, and I just read the headline, and it said, yeah, like they're charging him or something. But I've not read the full. I've not like looked into it or anything, so I can't say for sure. But
that's mad.
But yeah, man, not looking good for Newcastle at the moment. See what they do. But yeah, honestly, man, go sign Paqueta. Honestly, I think that'd be a top signing for Newcastle. I really do.
Agree.
Smash these likes up, people, if you've not done so already. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well. If you guys are new, Liverpool moving mad right now. Obviously, trying to get Isak. Probably going to get Isak. I think they will end up getting him. This is insane, isn't it, bro? 300 million euros already done. They're going to sign Isak. That's going to put them over 430. If they get a centre back, bro, they're going to be looking at 500 million euros in one summer. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable. And a lot of the Liverpool fans make me laugh because they're like, oh, FSG this, FSG that, FSG this. And now they're spending. It's like, well, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Hang on a minute. This is an unbelievable spend. They've never done this before. And it's not just because Edwards is back with Hughes and all this stuff. For me, I think the whole club have woken up and realised that they're going to have to strike while the iron's hot, bruv. Because they know that Salah and Van Dijk ain't around forever. They know they've got 2 more years tops out of these 2 players. And they are huge, huge players they're going to miss. This is the equivalent of like when Manchester City lose Company or Manchester City lose De Bruyne or Aguero. And I know you've done well to replace those players, but Liverpool got to do that. And we've just been talking about the talent pool drop. Name me the next Mohamed Salah, bruv. Name me the next Virgil van Dijk. I don't see them out there, yeah. And if they are there, they're already happy at clubs, which they're going to find hard to prize away from for little money. So I think they're striking while the iron's hot, and I think fair play. Now, one thing we haven't discussed, and I don't think many people have, is how actually this Liverpool window that's going to be magnificent might end up not as magnificent if they don't get Isak. Because if they don't get Isak, we've just said there's no other strikers about. Who the hell do they get then? Because they clearly need somebody else. Because Darwin Núñez looks like he's going to Italy. We obviously know what's happened, unfortunately, disgracefully and tragic for Diogo Jota, RIP. And then, of course, you've got Harvey Elliott. Looks like he's leaving as well. So when you look at it going, wow, Liverpool are moving mad. They've got Wirtz. They're getting Isak. They look like they've got Frimpong and Gyokeres. It could end up being like, hang on, hold on a minute. This looks like a good window now, not an amazing one if they don't get Isak. And what I mean by that is they've got Mamardashvili, who isn't an upgrade on Alisson, but it's a really good backup. Obviously, Frimpong is a very good fullback, but is he better than Trent? Not for me, not what he did at Liverpool. And Gyokeres, I think, has probably replaced Andy Robertson in his prime. I don't think he's better than what Robertson was a few years ago, but he's certainly a brilliant left back. And then you've got Wirtz. We don't know what he's going to be, but he's going to be a definite upgrade on Szoboszlai. And other than that, Ekitike, is he a huge upgrade? I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know yet. If they don't get Isak, who do they get? So I'm hoping that we look at it that way and that Isak somehow doesn't go and they have to then try and go and get, I don't know, another attacker. And then we look at Liverpool and think, right, okay, they're not quite as scary. Maybe it's a bit of hopium here because I do think he's going to go there, Isak. Yeah. But if he doesn't, bruv, is there a chance Liverpool don't have this magnificent window and Wirtz is the only one we're looking at and going, wow, and the others are like, yeah, they look good.
Yeah, yeah, I hear it, but I think there's a lot of copium in there, bro. I'll be real. And let me say why, because we've got to start from the base that they're already Premier League champions. Now, I know the season starts again and they're on 0 points, right? However, they did win the Premier League last year at a canter. Yeah, they were on the piss for the last fucking 6 or 7 games.
Facts, right? Bro. Facts.
And they've added Gyokeres, which is an upgrade. They've added Frimpong, which I think will work well, and I actually
Good player.
don't think they'll miss Trent, to be honest. I think Trent's mad overrated, but that's an argument for a different day. I know you proper rate him, but they've added Verts, which is a mad upgrade, and then they've added Ekatike, who can play off the left, or they can play him as a striker. I think they'll probably play him a little bit more like a Firmino style.
Yeah.
So I still think that even if they don't get Isak, even though I think they're definitely getting Isak, I still think that that they'll be moving mad. And if they don't get Isak, I definitely believe that they'll sign a centre back. I think they're going to sign Isak and a centre back as well, which is just going to take it to another stratosphere.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Gehi, man. I think they're going to get Gehi. I think they're talking. That's gone quiet, but I think it will happen. I actually think Isak will happen. And call me crazy, but from what I'm hearing, and I don't know enough about Liverpool. I only go by Liverpool fans who know a hell of a lot more about the club than me, right? A Liverpool fan I know today said, we've got the money for Isak, which is why they've bid it. They've got enough to go and get him now. When they sell Nunez, they want to go and get Rodrigo, and they want to sign Gehi as well. Now, if they get Gehi on top of the players they've got and add Isak and Rodrigo to this, it's done, man. White flags are out. I know it sounds pathetic and pessimistic, but it's gonna. We need a miracle. How are you going to beat that team then? That squad then?
You have to hope and pray that they're in a transition because of all the new players. That's what you have to hope. That's literally what you have.
That's all we've got. And like even you as a City fan, who I think, if I'm honest with you right now, I don't think there's a massive difference between what City and Arsenal got. If I'm brutally honest, I think City have got the know-how and the better manager. But in terms of the squad, I still think City have got some holes. But I don't see City beating Liverpool there. And I don't think Arsenal getting near them either. So I think they could absolutely walk it. And do you know what? So they should as well, by the way. Because I hope there's enough pressure put on them, by the way. If they get all these players, Liverpool, and they start moving mad, they've got to start winning trophies with it. They can't have like, we've won another one trophy. They've got to go and put 2 or 3. They've got to go and dominate, in my opinion.
They need to try. Well, the thing is, in the Premier League era, they've never had a dominant era. They've only won 2. And they've not obviously dominated Europe since I've been born. I know they've won European Cup, but like they've not done like back to backs. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Real Madrid. I think like Liverpool are building a team where you could look at it and go, could they potentially win a couple of Champions Leagues on the spin? Yeah, or like 2 and 3, or even 2 and 4, and really cement a little bit of an era of dominance in a modern era in the Champions League. Like, that's the way they're moving, bro. But now I look at it, man, and I'm like, they are looking. And the thing is, as well, I rate Slot. You know, I rate Slot. I think he's a good manager. I really do. And I say this a lot, but I remember saying it after like 3. I'd never seen Slot at
final.
Yeah, I'd never seen him, right? And so I had no idea what the guy was going to be like. Yeah, I thought he was going to be another Ten Hag. I was buzzing. And then after like watching Liverpool in the first 3 games of last season, I remember going on Midday Live, Saeed's channel, and I was like, yo, we got a problem here. I think this manager's serious. I didn't think they're going to win the league. I didn't think they'd win the league.
No one did.
I didn't think they were going to win anything. But I thought, they've got a serious manager here. And now you add these players in and that, and it's looking kind of peak, bro.
I think when you look at it, I had City to win the league last year, and I had Arsenal to come second, and then obviously Liverpool came and surprised. And the only reason I put that is because Jurgen Klopp in 9 years got 1 Premier League title. So for me, looking at Arne Slot coming in his first ever time in the Premier League, first year, doing what Jurgen Klopp had to do, it take 9 years to do, I never saw it happening. Now, I also didn't see the drop-off from City, and I didn't see what happened to Arsenal, which was just capitulation as far as I'm concerned, because there was no title race whatsoever from us either. So that was fairly easy for Liverpool this season in terms of the people around them collapsing. They still had to do their job, and they did it magnificently well. But everybody around them, there was no pressure from them, was there? Do you know when we were going for the title and you were looking at us thinking, there's pressure on us here, Arsenal are serious. We were looking at Man City thinking, bloody hell, we can't slip up. They had none of that. It was just plain sailing for them. So I'm kind of hoping, even with all the signings they've got, that Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea even can put some form of pressure on them. Because the way it's going at the moment, bro, with how quiet you've been now, and the way that we still got a couple of gaps and we've still got doubts. Chelsea, I think have got a lot to do. It looks like Liverpool could waltz away with this again, mate, if they get these players.
I don't think they're going to walk the league. Even with the signings, I don't think they'll walk the league. Now, at the moment, I do have them as title favourites, right? Because I think winning the league, then they've signed these players. Like I just naturally have them as title favourites, right? But I don't have them walking it, bro. I think City will be there or thereabouts. I'm not sure about Arsenal, man. At this moment in time, I think you need to, get a couple more players, and I need to see the rest of your chance. But I think the team that I've got at City now, I think we will compete, and I think we will be there or thereabouts. So I think at the moment I have them winning it, but I don't think they'll walk it. I don't think they're gonna walk it, bro. I really don't. But smash these likes up, guys, if you've not done so already. Let us know in the chat. Do you think Liverpool are going to walk the league or not? Let's do some of these super chats as well. Shout out KD pops his channel, says, question to you both. How is United on top of spending 100? How is United on top of spending 153 million, ready to spend another 70 or 75 for Sesko, if they get him, by the way, because they might go Newcastle, which puts more than Arsenal spend. I can't believe we do the same as United, who have no Europe. We should get Eze and Leao. I'll let you start off with that one, bro.
Yeah, look, I've got to be honest with you. I actually don't really look at with any jealousy of Manchester United's window at all. And I understand what KD is saying, because we're looking at Arsenal's spend there. I don't think he's saying he's jealous of Manchester United, but I understand what he means by the spend. I think if I was to say to you, LB, and this is where I kind of am a little bit flip-flopping here, I suppose, right? As people like to say you do. I'm amazed that we've got this many people in already, players in already. I've got to be honest with you. I didn't expect us to, in the first few weeks, to be with a couple of weeks left thinking, right, we only need to really bring in Eze and a winger. Because we've got, whether you think they're good enough, by the way, or not, is a question mark. We'll find that out in May, right? Whether our squad was good enough. But we've got in a goalkeeper. I don't really rate Kepa, if I'm honest, but he's a backup goalkeeper. We've got in Mosquera, who I think looks very promising as a centre-back, and I trust Andrea Berta with that. We've brought in two holding midfielders in Norgard and Zubamendi. Not sure they're huge upgrades, but one of them definitely looks very, very good. Zubamendi, he looks very, very good in pre-season.
Good player.
Obviously, Madueke, question marks for me. Hell of a lot of money, but, whatever. We needed to back up for Saka. And we've got Victor Gyokeres, which is a striker. So that's 6 players. There's rumours that we want 2 more. One of them being Eze and one of them being a left winger, a proper left winger, like a Rodrigo, Rafael Leao type player. I think that's a brilliant window if that happens. If we brought in, let's just say we bring in Eze and Rodrigo on top of Zubamendi, Gyokeres and the backup players we've got, what do Arsenal fans expect, really? Now, at the moment, it's like a 7 out of 10 window if we get Eze in, right? But to make it an 8 or a 9, bringing in that left winger in a kind of Rodrigo manner would be absolutely unbelievable. So I think we're that close to having a brilliant window, LB. That's what I will say. I don't know what you think of that, though. And in terms of Man United, quickly, look, Cunha and Mbeumo are very good signings. If they get Sesko, it looks like he's going to Newcastle as things stand, but that would be a very good signing compared to Højlund and Xerxes. But is that going to guarantee them, 20 goals? I'm not so sure. But they've still got a lot of work to do, Man United. They're not anywhere near Arsenal, City, Liverpool, in my opinion. So
I agree. Now, okay, so when I look at Arsenal, right, I look at Zubamendi signing. I agree. I think that's a top signing. Yeah, I wanted him at City. I think the Gyokeres top signing. When Arsenal was getting linked with Sesko, I remember doing the shows with you, and we were slagging the signing off, saying this is a terrible signing for Arsenal. And I think I maintain that. I think that would have been an awful signing for Arsenal. Gyokeres was the one they had to go for, and I think it's a great signing. I think Gyokeres will bag goals there. Madueke, I think, is a disgrace. I just say it how it is. I think it's an absolute disgrace. I think if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be fucking fuming. Sorry for swearing, but I'd be absolutely going sick, mate. Yeah, this guy is not good enough for Arsenal as a backup, or as a starter. So I think that's a shocking signing. I think, but the thing is, you continue. You need to push even more. So if you get Eze in, I think Eze's like a decent squad player, can come in, start some games, but I don't know if he's really like someone to push you across the line. I think he's more of like a player just to come in and help, rotate in the game after game after game sort of situation. I think that left winger for me is the one that I'm looking at Arsenal and go and get Rodrigo, mate.
Yeah, facts.
And I think if you go and get Rodrigo and then you topped it off with Eze, I still think I look at your midfield and think there's a bit of a lack of creativity there. But on the whole, I'm saying, go on then, have a go at that, because I think that'll probably be the best squad you've had under Arteta. And I don't think there's any real excuses then to really not compete for.
And that's what I want, LB. That's what I want now. I don't want any of this, right? You get to the window, well, I can't expect Arsenal to do much. Liverpool got Isak and Arsenal a couple short again. I don't want to be going down that road, man. I want to get our squad. Might not be, do you know what? Even with Eze and Rodrigo, I say it now, we might still not be favourites to win the Premier League. But it's good enough to win a trophy, bruv. So you better believe we've got to go and win one of those trophies, because if Palace can do it and Tottenham can do it and Chelsea can do it and Liverpool and Newcastle can do it, then Arsenal need to do it now, man. Manchester United have done it under Ten Hag, for goodness sake. We need to go and win a trophy. And people laugh when I say this, but I believe the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup are important trophies. Some people don't want them. Some people call them dusty, think they're a waste of time. I don't, because I grew up winning on those, right? So I would take a title challenge to May. Last game of the season, we miss out. We come second to Liverpool, let's say, but we won an FA Cup. I'll say fair play, that's successful because we're doing that. Some people are saying that's not successful because for 5-6 years, you've got to be winning more than an FA Cup. And I hear that. I totally hear that. But I'm sick and tired of hearing that we're still in a process and it's progress now and we need to... None more of this stuff can happen anymore, bruv. I'm sorry. I know you don't feel it as much because you're not an Arsenal fan, but it has grated me for years, bro. You know it has. Like people that tell me to, stop this negativity and this toxicness that you do when you moan about Arsenal not winning. It's time to win now. It's time to deliver. We would have spent close to £1 billion, bruv, in 5 years. You've got to deliver. You've got to win now. This ain't a joke anymore, bruv. This ain't no more like give it time and this is how is he supposed to win with Liverpool and our Manchester City? They've got Pep. Every year it's a different excuse with the fan base about why we haven't won something. You can't tell me now that Ange Postecoglou can come in and win and Maresca can win 2 trophies in phase 1. Like, stop this nonsense. Like, for me, it's go and win or we move on to a proper manager like Luis Enrique or someone who's got a CV that says, look what I've won. And it's like this big. I don't care who it is. Give me anybody that's a manager that's going to win. So I look at the signings. I don't like them all. I agree with you about Madueke. I'm not actually a massive Kepa fan, if I'm honest. And I think Norgard's a bit of a strange one. However, I do like Gyokeres. I do like Zubamendi. And if we're bringing in Eze and a left winger, then at least we can say we've got creativity with Eze. Odegaard's got to pick it up. I don't know what's happening with him, but Eze and Odegaard can create. You've got that left winger that can come and give some pressure off of Saka. You've got the gunman in Gyokeres. You've got the midfield balance with Zubamendi, Rice and Odegaard, or if it be Eze. And you've got the back line, which, let's be real, has been one of the best back lines in the league. There's no excuses, brother. No excuses, bro.
No, I hear it, man. I hear it. Let us know in the chat what you guys are saying. Shout out to Leonin as well, man, coming in with a 5 bomb. Appreciate the 5 memberships, man. I've seen it in the chat for the people that got that. Shout out Leonin for the 5 bomb. Shout out KD for the super chat earlier on as well. Nah, yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. Like I say, for me, I think Arsenal now, and I'm looking at Arteta, and I think it's put up or shut up time. Because I tell you what, with Arteta, yeah, he's quite arrogant, and he's got a bit of an ego about him, which is cool. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you've got to deliver the goods, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I remember 2 seasons ago, I remember you speaking about it, Gunnar speaking about it as well, that he said, don't be satisfied with second place. Yep. And then he came second again. And people are not satisfied. And then people are saying, stop moaning. So it's like, hang on a minute. The manager told us to stop to not be satisfied. But it's like I say, for me, if you don't get Rodrigo, or like a serious top quality left winger, I still think you don't have enough. And it's reminding me a little bit of the season that you signed Rice, albeit a little bit better, in that you're so close, in my opinion, to having a team that I look at and go, I don't see any reason that you won't win the league or you can't win the league. But until you get that left winger, for me, I just see it as such a big hole in the side. Because Martinelli and Trossard, in my opinion, are not good enough. Yeah. Not good enough.
They've had a terrible couple of years.
I can't be asked arguing about if they're good enough to be rotation. I'm not bothered about having that conversation. I'm talking about week in, week out. Are they good enough? And I just look at them and go, I think it's too much of a drop off. If you get an Eze and he's playing left winger, I don't think that's the right move. I think Eze should be brought in to be a midfielder and just rotate on the wings here and there. And I think you should be bringing in someone like a Rodrigo. And this is where I think Arsenal now have to use the size of the club. Arsenal are a massive club, and go and get Rodrigo. Convince him. However you have to do it, whether you have to pay him 350, 400 grand a week. Sometimes you have to pull the checkbook out and overpay. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. When City got bought, we had to overpay on other players because we had to convince it. Yeah, when we signed Haaland, we put him on 400 grand a week. Sometimes you've got to overpay. And I think if Arsenal go to Rodrigo and just say, listen, we think you're the final piece of the jigsaw, here you go, we're going to overpay and get you in, it can be the difference between you winning the league title. So, I don't know. I think you're close. I think you're close, and I think your window's all right. But if it ends like this, all right's not good enough, and you'll be winning nothing in May, in my opinion.
Look, I hope you're wrong, and I hope we are winning stuff in May. But I don't have the confidence, if I'm honest with you, LB, with the manager. And I don't know that there's many people that can disagree with what you've said about him now having to kind of put up or shut up and it's time to deliver. But I've watched this in pre-season and I've learned nothing else, mate. I've learned that we still need a forward. Our attack still isn't there. We still can't create anything. We're still very possession-based. We're still whipping in crosses and hoping for the best. We're very resolute and hard to beat. We've obviously got the kind of back line that's decent. But other than that, nothing's really been learned. Zubimendi looks like a good signing. But other than that, it's pretty similar. Gyokeres isn't quite ready yet. He's had 15 minutes in an Arsenal shirt. And I'm looking forward to the next Emirates Cup games because obviously we've got Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao Club because we're obviously going to be playing them. And hopefully we can start to see about how, what Gyokeres is about and co, right? But I don't have faith in Mikel Arteta. That's where I don't have faith in. And what's mad for me, and I still can't quite get my head around it, and I don't know what you think about this. I suppose as a Man City fan, the time that you was most scared was probably in the 2022-23 season where Arsenal came out of nowhere, went about 8 points clear, and you thought, what the hell's going on here? Right? And I haven't seen Arsenal play that football for quite some time. Not in terms of that consistent level of football. We see it in glimpses again. We've seen teams been blitzed. And I think the 23-24 season where we lost it on the last day against yourself, we had a period of time at the back end where we smashed every team other than yourselves and Villa, where we drew to you and obviously lost to Villa. And we won everyone else. So we're winning 6s, 7s, 6s, 5s, 6s, and it was looking pretty good. Other than that, we've seen glimpses of it, mate. We've seen little spells of it. And it's not been an attacking style. It's a really boring way of playing football at the moment. I think he's got so much PTSD, so much fear, so much stubbornness and so much arrogance in his personality that he doesn't want to rip it up and go back to that again because he fears that he might lose. And there's a saying, and I can't remember what it is, but you know when you fear so much that you end up doing it? That's what Mikel Arteta is doing. He's so scared to lose, he's end up losing. And that's what I'm worried about with him, man, because I feel like he knows he's got this year left to kind of really prove himself. Whether or not you believe he's going to get sacked by the Cronkies anyway, because I don't actually think they would sack him as long as he gets top 4. However, I do feel like he probably does have a standard, and I think he does want to win. There's no doubt in my mind he wants to win everything at Arsenal. There's no doubt in my mind he's doing his best. No doubt in my mind he's doing his best. I just don't think his best is good enough, bruv. And I think that when we look back at his career, if it is going to be this last season, he will be remembered as the kind of nearly there guy who did a brilliant job to get Arsenal challenging, which I think everyone could admit, from 8th to 5th to 2nd to nearly there. Great stuff. But he is the nearly there guy. He is the Brendan Rodgers at the moment. And I'm not sure that he can be that Jurgen Klopp or that Pep Guardiola to say, I'm the guy that can win it. And I just don't know that it will get there, man. And I've just got to be honest. And I hope I'm wrong. I've been waiting to be wrong for 6 years now. And I hope that this is the year I'm wrong, bro. I really do.
Nah, I hear it, man. Like, he's got to win something this year, man. And to be honest with you, I think he's got to win a major trophy because it's a 6th year, man. Like, this is like you're peaking now. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna settle for Carabao Cup. Like, some people will, some people won't. But the pressure's on Arteta, mate. But I agree. I think he definitely has PTSD from that year that you guys bottled it because those games against like Liverpool, West Ham, and that where you was winning and you bottled the game, I think that has. I do think that has impacted him, and the way that you play now is very much more secure. It kind of reminds me a little bit of how City played in the treble year. The problem with that is I think teams are sort of like, and it's certainly with us, I think teams have sort of worked out a little bit how to play against them. They just played mad low blocks. And you know what it is now, Dan, as well, yeah, with all these teams and these managers. A lot of these managers and teams are mad well drilled now defensively. Like it's not like playing fucking Premier League football in like the 2000s where it was like fucking teams were playing high line against like the best teams in the Prem. Like they're sitting on the edge of the box, mad resolute, good defensive, and you've got to be able to find a way to break down low blocks. Yeah, and I just think it's tricky, and I definitely think that's like we'll come on to City in a bit, but I definitely think that's something that City struggled with last year, is that we just teams just worked out how to play against us, and we didn't have any answers. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, man.
I don't know, but this is where the new signings have to help. I think Zubimendi could help in this department. I think he's very good at progressing the ball up the pitch. We'll see how he gets on with that one. Eze obviously could add a little bit of a different dimension, but Gyokeres obviously to actual finished chances. I mean, how many chances did Havertz miss last year? Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot. You know what I mean? He's done an all right job as a striker. He's not a striker, obviously. He's filled in and done a job, but he's not going to win you a Premier League. Gyokeres should come in, and his responsibility is the same as Haaland. Put the ball in the back of the net. Not asked about linking up play. It's your job is to score goals. You don't sign a striker from Portugal who scored 50 goals and then say, right, I want you to start linking up play and dropping deep and playing the Harry Kane thing. No. You tell him, get in a box, put the ball in the back of the net. But I just think you need that killer on the left-hand side. If you get the killer on the left-hand side, you don't win anything. Arteta's got to go. No excuses. There's no reason that Arteta can stay at the football club if you don't win anything next year for me. This is it. It's got to go. So
look, I don't think there's anyone that can disagree with that, bro. He's got to deliver. And you know what? What's going to be really interesting now is every single attacker that has come in at Arsenal Football Club has pretty much failed to deliver. All right? I don't think that's harsh when I say that. I think there's been a couple of options and opportunities other than Bukayo Saka that you can say everyone's been a bit of a blip, really. And I'll take you back. When he first took over, the strikers he had were Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe. He brought in Willian. All of those went in the end. Aubameyang absolutely bangs, but obviously he had to go because of disciplinary reasons. All the others failed, including Willian, who he signed. He then had Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus up top, and neither of those have really hit the hypes. One of them has left, the other one looks like he's leaving. Then he's brought in Kai Havertz on top of Trossard, who's been an okay squad player, to be fair to him. Martinelli, who's fallen off a cliff. Saka, who's been the only one I can say has been fantastic. And then the others are Raheem Sterling. So I look at every single attacker that he's brought in, and it ain't worked yet. It has to work with Gyokeres. Because if it doesn't work with Gyokeres, LB, it will be a manager problem. You can't have all of those attackers and none of them bang. You just can't have that, bruv. Mm-hmm. So for me, you have to look at the manager and say, why can't you get goals from Lacazette? Why can't you get goals from Gabriel Jesus? Why can't you get goals from Kai Havertz? Why can't you get goals from Victor Gyokeres? Where's Odegaard gone? Where's his creativity? Why is that? Why is the style of play affecting Martinelli? Why is Saka getting overworked and injured? And again, this points to the manager. I'm sorry, a lot of people don't like me saying it, but it is true. Like all of that I've just said, tell me that I'm wrong, because he's been the manager of all those attackers and he's not been able to get any of them firing, bruv. So I've got concerns over.
I think it's facts, bro, but I think it's the style of play. The style of play. I mean, look at this. Look at these numbers, right? Look at these numbers. Again, this is league only here. Yeah, this ain't all comps. Yeah, I can scroll down and you'll see the all comps there, yeah? But just on this screen here, it's league only. This is Gyokeres. Yeah, 39 goals in the league last year. Oh, but some of them are penalties. Well, let him take penalties at Arsenal then. He obviously scores a lot.
Facts.
Yeah? Year before, first season in the league, 29. Again, this is league only. Championship, 21. Championship, 17. If this guy now comes to Arsenal and can't score goals, it's Arteta's fault. You can't score goals everywhere you've been and then just turn up at Arsenal and then just not score goals.
Facts.
This is why I'm backing him. This is why I think he'll do well at Arsenal. It's because it's like when City signed Haaland. He scored goals everywhere he's been. He scored goals at Molde. He scored goals at Salzburg. He scored goals at Dortmund. He scored goals for Norway. What, people think he's just going to turn up to Manchester City with fucking Kevin De Bruyne and just suddenly not score goals? Like, what are you fucking waffling? This is why when United signed Haaland, I was like, huh? Why? Because he scored 9 goals. Yeah, when you're paying big money, you want to be making sure that you've got a track record of goals. And that's why I think this move for Arsenal is a solid move.
But you know, there's definitely pressure on Mikel Arteta. But you know who else there's pressure on? Our captain. Because you've just said it there. You think Haaland's not going to score goals with Kevin De Bruyne? Well, you can't say that with Arsenal. Do you think Gyokeres isn't going to score goals with Martin Odegaard? Because he's not delivering at the moment. Now, I'm with you. I think he will score goals, Gyokeres, without Odegaard being good or not. However, Martin Odegaard's got nowhere to hide now. He's got Zubimendi behind him with Rice behind him. He needs to do no defending whatsoever because Zubimendi's deep lying and Rice is that workhorse and that engine. Odegaard needs to concentrate on stop dropping deep and stay in that final third and deliver. Be that guy who knits everything together and delivers the ball onto Gyokeres, allows build-up play, not just on the right-hand side, but on the left-hand side as well. I don't think there's any excuses for Martin Odegaard to have a poor season now. Do you know, like when you've got an attacking midfielder, let's say like Bruno Fernandes, right? I know that he gets mad numbers for Manchester United, but if he was to have an off season, I'd kind of get it because he hasn't got anyone behind him and he ain't got anyone in front of him. So you can kind of understand if Bruno Fernandes has a bit of a bad season in terms of goals or assists. He still does have, which is why he's a top quality player, right? Individually. There's got no excuses with Martin Odegaard there now. You can't say, well, I was feeding it through, but there was no striker there. Oh, I was putting in crosses, but no one was in the box.
Yeah.
Well, you've got the guy there now. Well, I had to do a lot of defending. Why? We've got Rice and Zubamendi behind you. Odegaard has to have a good season because last season was a disaster for him, LB. It was absolutely shocking, bruv. It was so bad. And he's the captain as well. So there needs to be a lot of, there needs to be, and something that I think will happen this season as well, actually, is Saka. Because Saka has 2 or 3 men on him all the time. With Gyokeres, you won't be able to do that, bruv. You will not be able to go, right, they ain't got a striker, everyone on Saka. If they cross it in, just stop the ball coming in the box, because that's all he does. Get 3 men on Saka, stop him from putting the ball in the box. You can't, Arsenal won't score. Now, you've got I can't leave Gyokeres on his own, so one of us will have to go over there. Can you just go over with Saka? And that's what will start to happen. So Saka, I think, I think Gyokeres' signing will actually be better for our wingers as well. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this signing, man. I think he's going to be an excellent signing for us. And I wanted him, bro. I wanted him not ahead of Isak because I didn't think Isak was obtainable, but he was the number 1 after Isak for me. I wanted him ahead of Osimhen. I wanted him ahead of... there's only a couple of other names, to be fair, isn't there? Let's be real. So, for me, Gyokeres is the one we had to get, man. I definitely wanted him ahead of Sesko, let me tell you that.
Yeah, like you are right on Odegaard. He was shit last year, man, but he's got to step it up, man. He's got to step it up. I mean, how old is he now, Odegaard? He's 26. So he's entering his prime years now. And he's won fuck all. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, like... people was comparing this guy ridiculously, by the way, but people was comparing this guy to Kevin De Bruyne a few years ago. Yeah, that was a fucking joke, by the way. Yeah, how that even was a thing, I don't know, but they were doing it. Yeah, and it's like, but this guy can't lace Kevin De Bruyne's boots, mate. Like this year for me, it's like if this guy can't deliver, in this team, I think you've got a serious question marks about I tell you one thing though, I tell you one thing to defend him a little bit. I don't actually think he's in the right position, bro.
I agree.
I actually think he should be. I think he should be the player, that like links the defense and defensive midfielder to the attack. That's just my opinion, And obviously, I don't watch Arsenal as much. I watch a lot of Arsenal, but I don't watch as much as you. But like from what I actually think he should be the 8. I think 100%. I think he should be the guy who's like
100%.
Because he can create. I'm not trying to suggest or like make it sound like the guy can't create anything. He obviously can. I mean, if you look at his assist numbers, he's probably averaging like 10, 11. So every season, that's just the Prem. So he obviously can create, but is he a volume creator? I'm not sure.
I think he's more. I think he's the guy before the guy. He knits it together and he has to give it to the guy who is the guy. And I'm not saying that he's as good as Bernardo Silva because he's not, but I think he's got more attributes to Bernardo than Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's more of an attacking 8 than an attacking 10. Yeah. I really do. And I think that if we was to play him there, problem is you brought Zubamendi now, but I would have had Rice in the 6, Odegaard in the 8, and then got an absolute, like a Florian Wirtz, believe it or not, creative midfielder in the 10. And I think that Arsenal midfield would have been balanced and banged. Like you look at what Newcastle and Chelsea have got in their midfield, and you look when everyone's fit of what Man City have got now. I actually understand where Man City are at. Like you've got your Rodri as your 6. Reinders, by the way, will come on to him in a minute. I think he is quality, bro. I don't know what he's been doing in pre-season, but I think he's a mint player, bro. I spoke a lot about him last season, about Arsenal getting him as a box-to-box. Him in the 8, and then I think in the 10, I believe it will probably be Marmoush or Foden or Shirky, but you've got whoever you want, take your pick. With Chelsea, they've obviously got Caicedo, Enzo, and Palmer, or they can play Lavia in the 6 as well. You've obviously got Newcastle, we've spoken about their trio. Arsenal, I'm not sure it's as balanced as what people might believe. And I like Rice, but I don't know that he's an attacking 8. I don't think Rice is a Bernardo. I think Rice is a 6, more of a 6. That's what I've always said. Or more of a double pivot. You know, if you had Zubamendi and Rice in a double pivot, I'll be okay with that. But then again, when you play Zubamendi and Rice in a double pivot, you've got Odegaard in the 10, and no one believes he's a 10. So it's very, very hard, this midfielder. I feel like he's bought players that are in a positions that kind of don't complement each other. And I think the best trio we've had was Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard, because Partey was a 6, Xhaka is an 8, and Odegaard, to be fair to him, was playing very well that season in the 10 and got 15 goals because the other two complemented him. And at the moment, the other two just aren't complimenting him, if I'm honest. So it's
But wasn't that in the season that he was playing good football?
That was the season where we were 22,
So again,
23.
this is where, like, you know, a lot of these players get a lot of shit. Yeah, like obviously we're questioning Odegaard and that, but again, it's like he has done it in this position.
He has, yeah.
So then you have to look at the manager and say, is the manager affecting his performances? Anyway, let's go with some of these chats and then we'll move it on. I want to speak about City as well, and maybe Chelsea if we have time. Smash these likes up as well, guys, man. Smash the likes up. Come on. Make sure you guys are subbing up to the channels as well. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys smashing the likes. Let's see what super chats we got. A big up to Massum says Arsenal got the most settled squad amongst the top three. They have added a very good striker in midfield. If they add Eze and a left winger, they'll be favourites for the league. That is a fair point. You do have the most settled out of City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. You do have the most settled team.
Oh, settled. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think we're bringing in 5 or 6 players that are all coming into the first team. And I think Liverpool and City have taken a big sort of mix-up of where you're going. I don't know what, if I'm honest with you, I don't even know in my head what the City team is. We'll come on to that in a minute. But when I look at it, I do think he's right. And again, I don't think we're favourites for the league. But I do think Eze and Rodrigo coming in, there's no excuses why we can't be taking Liverpool or City or both of you to the wire. And there's definitely no excuses why we can't win a trophy with that squad, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, trophy, exactly. It's about, you got to win silverware, facts. Big up Massum, bro. Appreciate the super chat. Big up to User. I don't know if that's just defaulted the name or that's the actual name. I don't know. But he said Zubimendi and Rice could switch positions if we face a low block. It would add creativity to the 8, but Arteta doesn't look like he'll try anything new. This is where I've got a little bit of a concern about the Arsenal midfield of Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard. I think on paper it looks all right, but is there enough creativity in there? And going back again to the point that I was making before, teams respect Arsenal. So a lot of teams play mad low blocks against Arsenal. And I just look at that midfield and I don't know if it's got enough creativity. Maybe it will. Maybe Zubimendi is going to add a lot of creativity. A bit like Rodri does. Even though he's a DM, he has bare creativity to City. Maybe Zubimendi can do that. I just look at it and I do look at Odegaard and think, I think there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, mate, to be creating those chances for the forwards. So we'll see.
Our best creator is Saka, bruv. Our best creator is Saka. It's not Odegaard. And it needs to be. Odegaard is supposed to be our creative spark, our attacking midfielder, our number 10, our leader and our captain. So go and do it, man. He's got to improve.
Nah, facts. Big up User. And big up Henry as well, coming in with a gifted, man. Appreciate you, bro. W's in the chat for the super chats and the membership. Make sure you guys are smashing up the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well. Big up Henry, big up User, big up Massum. Bro, give me your thoughts on City, man. What are you thinking of City? What do you think of our transfer business? Reinders, Ait Nouri, Cherky in as well. But that seems like it's it. No right back. Jack Gorn, who's a City's like good source, to be fair, for City, is saying City are not signing any more players. What's your looking at City now? What are you thinking?
Wow. I didn't know you weren't signing anyone else. Look, I think you've got a quality squad, bro. I'm not going to lie. I think you've got a quality squad. I'm not a fan of James Trafford. I've got to say it how it is. I haven't looked at James Trafford once yet in the Premier League and gone, wow. It was poor to watch him coming for crosses. He looked very lightweight, I don't know if he's got better in 12 months, but he was definitely not good enough because that Muric got in front of him for Burnley because he was just terrible. And he's awful at Muric. I mean, we saw what he did at Ipswich last season. I don't know if Trafford's coming in as your number 1 or if it's Ederson that's staying as your number 1. I've no idea about that. Perhaps you'll tell me about that in a bit. I'm a big fan of Ait Nouri and have been for quite some time. I think he's a very good left back and I think he's good going forward. I don't think he's bad defensively, as people say. I think some people have been harsh there and said he can't defend. It's just you bought a left winger trying to play him left back. I see him for Wolves and I speak to Wolves fans that I know and they say, yeah, he's okay defending. He's not a Maldini by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a very good player. Ryan Cherky's a baller. We've seen individually the technical ability of what he can do. Can he do it in this league? Question marks. But I think he's worth a punt and he's better than what you had in there. But the one that I do go wow at is Reinders, bruv. I think Reinders is an absolute baller, bro. I really do. And I rate him highly. I think he's an excellent athletic. He's got athleticism in midfield. I think he's very comfortable on the ball. Good eye for a pass. Good work rate. I don't know what you've seen and haven't seen of him, but trust me, you've got a very good player on your hands there. I think he's an excellent talent. But I do feel defensively, Manchester City are still a little bit weak, bruv. I've got to be honest with you. Like, I don't know what's happening with the right back situation. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Ruben Diaz, but I was, being told that I was deluded for calling him one of the best in the world 2 seasons ago. I genuinely thought that he was. He's certainly not now. Vardiol's obviously going to be, I believe, a partner of him now. And I don't quite know if that's going to work out. We haven't seen enough of him in centre back. He's playing left back for most of the time at City, but I do think he's a beast. And I think the positives for City is Rodri coming back, bro. And the reason I say that is not just because you need a holding midfielder, because he is unbelievable. And I truly believe that if he does come in and it's the Rodri that we all know and you guys love, I think what will happen is he will unlock the likes of Foden and Haaland again. And I know it's a weird thing to say, unlock Haaland, because he still scored mad goals last season, but he wasn't the Haaland that was this unbelievable, indispensable, invincible guy that just won a treble and scored 50 goals. I do think once you put Rodri in there, it unlocks your midfield. It brings in some balance. I think Foden will improve because he had a stinker last year. And obviously Haaland will then start scoring goals again. I think Reinders will add to that balance in midfield as well. I suppose my only 2 question marks about Manchester City, if you're not signing anybody else, is, well, I've got 3 questions actually. Is Trafford your number 1 goalkeeper is my first question. My second question is your defence good enough without another right back? And then thirdly, what's your pace out wide? Marmoush and Savio, I guess? I don't know. So they're my 3 questions to you.
Right, so is Trafford our number 1? Nobody fucking knows at this moment in time. I have no idea. I don't even know who's going to be back up, like who's getting sold out of Ortega and Edison at the moment, because it sounds like it's going to be Ortega, but there's still links with Edison to Galatasaray, and all the Galatasaray fans are singing Edison's name in the stadium. I've seen a clip, so I don't know. It's probably gonna. I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. I think it'll still be Edison. But I think if Edison continues to play like he did in the Club World Cup and last year, it'll be dropped real quick and it'll be Trafford. So I don't like that, but I think that's going to be the situation. I think it'll be Edison. Defense, I think defensively, it's probably the weakest area of the team.
Yeah, it is.
Like if I look at my team and say strongest, middle, worst, or weakest, whatever I want to phrase it, I'd probably say the defense, because Aït-Nouri is obviously more on the ball and going forward than he is defensively. He's not an Ake, is he? Like Ake in the treble year locked it up, yeah. But obviously he's weak going forward, whereas Aït-Nouri is clearly better going forward and clearly on the ball than he will be defensively. Gvardiol looks okay at centre back. Looks pretty good, to be fair, but it's early days. Let's see how he gets on. But I don't think that's an issue. Diaz, for me, needs to step it up massively, because I do think he's dropped off, and we don't have a right back, so we're going to be playing Núñez. Now, to be fair to Núñez, he played quite well when he played right back last season, and we've won leagues before without left backs, Fabian Delph, Zinchenko. So it's not like I'm going to say if we don't get a right back we can't win the league. However, it's just a massive risk and a gamble. Now, having said that, we spoke about it at the start of the stream. Who can you get? There's not that many people out there. I would have probably gone and got Dumfries, mate, for 20 million euros.
Do you know what I was going to say him, bro? I was going to say Dumfries. What did you think? I was going to say that.
I would have been all over it. I would have been all over the short-term deal of Dumfries. But obviously City decided they didn't want a short-term deal. They didn't want Dumfries. So they're going to stick with Núñez. And Núñez can work. Núñez was one of our best players in the second half of last season. He was really good. The problem with Núñez is he's got the bozo gene. Gives the ball away like it's fucking mad. Like every game he's almost giving it away. But if he can lock it up and just hold that down, he'll be okay. It's more just like the overall unit of the defense for me. So yeah, that's that. And then on the pace on the wings, I don't know. It depends how Pep wants to play it. We do have pace. You've got Savio, you've got Doku out on the wings if you wanted pace. You've got more techie players like Foden, Bob. They got Marmoush, who's like an out-and-out GNA sort of goal scorer type winger. So we've got options on the right. I think the wings are okay. I think the wingers, but we do need to see step-ups from Savio and Doku. I don't know. I just look at the team and I'm like, I still feel like, is it? Because at the moment I have Liverpool as title favourites, right? I don't have them walking the league like you said it before. I think City will be there or thereabouts, but I don't know. Something about, I look at the team and I'm like, it's good. It's a good team, but I just feel like something's missing. And it might be the right back. Maybe the right back's what I'm looking at is missing. And then we just have mad question marks. The thing is with City at the moment for me is there's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs. Who's our goalkeeper? Who's it going to be? Are they going to be good? Is Trafford going to be good enough if he starts? Is Edison going to be good enough if he starts? Because he's not been good for a year, basically. Is Núñez going to be able to hold it down? Is Diaz going to step it up? Is Bernardo going to get back to his best? Is Foden going to step it up and get back to his best? There's a lot of what ifs. Now, if 60 to 70% of those are and positive, we'll be there thereabouts, and we've got a real shot at winning the league. If only 20% of them, then we're not going to win the league. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping Pep can sort the shit out, and obviously, like, never really back against Pep, but yeah, last year wasn't a great year for Pep either. So I don't know. It's a year where we have to right the wrongs of last season, man.
Do you think we've got a weaker squad than you, or do you think it's closer than people give it credit for?
I definitely think you've caught up in the last year or so. And I think it's.
I think you've got better individual players, but I think as a squad, I think it's quite close.
Yeah, well, I think unfortunately, I think we've probably come down to your level rather than you coming up to ours.
I agree.
Because our squad deterioration since the treble season's crazy. But if you look at your goalkeeper, I think Raya's a top goalkeeper.
He weren't the other day.
No, I seen the goal. I seen the goal. Yeah, I seen the goal. Timber's class. I mean, your back four is one of the best in Europe. Let's just have it right. It just is. It's really solid. Individuals in the midfield, good, really good. I still think that City probably edge it in midfield on balance. I probably say we've got the better striker. You got the better right winger with Saka, and we've got Marmoush on the left, so he's probably better there. So it's pretty even, and we got the better manager. So
I would agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that, bro.
The thing is with City, is I don't think our defense is great. So I think there'll be games next season where we score 2, but we concede 2, and we might do a 2-2 draw. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas Arsenal's probably the other way. You know, I look at Arsenal and think you're probably going to keep a lot of clean sheets, but maybe you're going to have a 0-0, or maybe it's a 1-1. Maybe you do let one in and you don't have the firepower. You know, you don't have the creativity, and it's more the midfielder, I think, with Arsenal to go and score the goals. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think the team is a good team, but there's just a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of unknowns with City. A lot of unknowns.
Can that what's his name? That brother you signed in January, can he play right back? Is it Huzanov? Or is he a centre back?
Yeah, he's a centre back, really. If we decided to play a back 3 and push Nori forward and just say, don't worry about defending, and play a back 3, Gvardiol, Diaz, and Huzanov, I think he could probably play like that, but not as an actual right back. Nah.
And Rico Lewis is no good there, no?
I think with Rico, the way I describe Rico, I don't think he's a right back. I think he's a midfielder, but I think he's a luxury right back. So I think when things are going well and City are cooking and smashing teams up, I think he's fine. I think when it starts to go a bit downhill and you got to dig in and your midfield just becomes invisible like it was for a lot of last year, you really need players to just defend. I think that's when it's like, nah, not for me. But, you know, we've had him for a couple of years. He's been fine. It's only last year, really. You know what I mean? When it's really hit the fan that he couldn't really deliver. It's just, he's small. He's not very strong. But, you know, as a midfielder, I think he's techie. I remember actually one of his best games, we come to the Emirates and Pep played him in midfield. Proper mad team selection from Pep. And he started Rico Lewis in midfield. He's one of our better players.
I agree.
He's a very technical player. So I like him in midfield. But, yeah, as a right back, only when things are going well. So, I don't know, man. I think we'll be there or there. Do you think we're in a top 4 race, or do you think we're in a title race? Because some of City fans are telling me that we're in a top 4 race. I disagree. I think we're in a title race.
Nah. A top 4 race for me is when you're struggling to get into the top 4 with 5th, 6th, and 7th place. You're not going to be doing that, bruv. I think the top 4 is done already. If the window was to shut now, I think the top 4 is done. I think it's Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. I've got to be honest. I don't see Newcastle losing Isak getting into the top 4. I don't see Villa doing anything at all. I think they've had a shocking season, transfer window, Villa. I mean, what they've done. I don't know what the hell they've done. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Spurs, although they'll be back, I don't think they're going anywhere near top 4. I think they'll fight for the top 6. Manchester United, I still think are way off, if I'm honest. But if they do anything, it will be for top 6, not top 4. And I don't see Forest competing to go into the top 4 again, if I'm honest with you. So I think that just leaves us Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. And I think that as things stand right now, I think 2nd and 3rd will be City and Arsenal in some order. I'll probably just edge towards City. and then Liverpool, I think, win it, and then Chelsea fourth. That's how I have it now. That could change. City go and buy X, Y, and Z. Arsenal go and get Eze and Rodrigo. Liverpool don't do anything or do something. It might change things. But that's how I see it at the moment, bro. And Chelsea, I think, me and you have been harsh on Chelsea, but I do think they've improved. Still think they need a goalkeeper, by the way. I think it's mad they haven't got a goalkeeper yet.
Bro, here's a question for you, yeah? Why none of these teams that need a goalkeeper not going for Donnarumma?
Facts, bro. They've just signed Chevalier, PSG, so go and get Donnarumma. What are they doing, man? Man United as well, by the way. I know it sounds mad.
United,
Chelsea, definitely.
Newcastle, Chelsea.
Yeah. Newcastle have got Ramsdale, bro. It's unbelievable.
Why not go for Donnarumma, man?
I think it'd be a brilliant signing. I think Chelsea should go for him. But apparently, I'm hearing they don't want a goalkeeper. Chelsea. So they're going to have Sanchez again, bro. Your favourite goalkeeper, Sanchez.
Oh, he's had a couple of good games now, so they're all telling me he's fucking mint. I've got Don in the fucking group chat every fucking day at me saying, oh, LB, what you saying now? You won a couple of games now, so all of a sudden Sanchez is good goalkeeper. Yeah, all right, sweet. Yeah, keep him then. We'll see what happens next year. Yeah? Guy's trash, bro. Yeah? Broken clocks right twice a day, yeah? So what? He made a couple saves. And what? You think he's good enough? Nah, just go and get Donnarumma, bro. Yeah, don't talk to me about his wages, yeah, Shane. I don't want to wear it, man, respectfully, bro, because these clubs are owned by billionaires, yeah. Chelsea has spent £2 billion in the last 6 years. Are you talking to me about wages? Newcastle are owned by the Saudis, yeah. This goalkeeper is only 26 years old, by the way. Yeah, one of the best shot stoppers in the game. Yeah, I don't want to wear it, man. Like, what are they doing signing Ramsdale? Why are they signing Ramsdale for? Yeah, not good enough, mate. Yeah, Donnarumma is literally there, available. Yeah, by the way, if PSG signed Chevalier now, is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Well, they've lost all negotiating power now on the Donnarumma. So you could probably go in there and get him for 15 mil, 20 mil, and you're getting Donnarumma for 20 mil.
They went in for Michael Maignan, didn't they? And then it didn't go in because they didn't want to pay like 20 million or something. I mean, like, what is happening here? They've gone and spent about 50 million on 7 goalkeepers. Just go and get one that's good. Like, Michael Magnan's better than Sanchez. Don't tell me he's not. Chelsea for me, they need a goalkeeper. They need a centre-half. It looks like they're going to get Yoel Harto, who I think is a good player, by the way. It can cover left-back. They still need a left winger because that Jamie Gittins, for me, is a project player. And I still think, and call me crazy if you want, because I rate João Pedro and I think Liam Delap's a good player. I still think they need a prolific striker, like you've said for ages, Osimhen. I still don't look at Chelsea and think, wow, it's scary. There's a 30-goal season striker up top. They're going to have to rely on goals by committee. They're going to need Delap to get 15, João Pedro to get 15. They're going to need Cole Palmer, again, to get 20 to 30 goals. They're going to need Enzo to get double figures. This is what Chelsea are going to need, is goals by committee. Are they going to do that, bruv? I don't know. I mean, maybe they will. But they need a goalkeeper, man. You don't win anything with a crap goalkeeper. Do you know what I'm saying? I know they'll say we've won the Conference League and we've won that Club World Cup now, so we're in the mud and all this, but Sanchez is not a world-class goalkeeper, and that's what Chelsea need. And I think me and you, right, because we're a little bit more old school, we hold Chelsea to this standard. And I think Chelsea have just gone down here. Oh, Sanchez isn't the problem. What? You wouldn't have said that when you had Petr Cech in goal. You would have said, I want another Petr Cech.
I know, and you know what as well, Potsy, yeah? It's not like with the striker situation where the market's a little bit dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, Donnarumma's fucking right there, mate. He's right there. Yeah, he's literally right there. And why are fans getting all fucking bothered about wages nowadays? You fucking Chelsea Football Club.
All accountants, aren't they?
It's a madness. Don't get like obviously Roman come in and done the shit with the money, just like Sheikh did at City. Like, who gives a fuck, mate? Pay the guy the money, get him in. Yeah, it'll save you so many points, mate. Donnarumma. I just don't understand why they're not moving like that, to be honest with you. But
do you think Chelsea can finish above Arsenal? Because Pete reckons they will. Pete on my show the other day, he said, I think Chelsea, at the moment, he's got it Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal was the top 4 in that order. So I'm quite surprised by that.
Pedro, they've signed Jamie Gittins, Liam Delap, Esteval, Asugo.
I don't think it's enough, personally. But...
Nah, I don't think so. I remember as well, yeah, right? Listen, congratulations on winning the Club World Cup, yeah? Big up to you. And big up for winning the Conference League, yeah? However... that Conference League is a bit of a joke, lads. Yeah, let's have it right. Yeah, I'm not being funny, mate. But everybody knew Chelsea won that before the fucking competition had even started. Yeah, so I think that maybe people are doing a little bit too much. I think top 4. I think 4th again. Because remember this as well, Potsy. Yeah, I don't think Palmer even played in half the games in the Conference League last year.
No, he didn't, mate. He didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So
No, he didn't.
it's
Now
like,
they got Champions League. They ain't going to be able to do that, bruv.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
So nah, I think for me, I think it'll be fourth.
I will say this. I will say this quickly. In their first 6 games, I expect Chelsea to be top of the league in the first 6. Have you seen their first 6?
I've not. Let me bring it up. Let me pull it up.
I think Chelsea's first 6. I actually think they'll get 100% win record in their first 6. Their hardest game is Man United at Old Trafford, bruv. In that first 6.
Here we go. I'll pull it up. Right, here we go. So that's pre-season. Okay, so yes, Palace at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home,
that's
Brentford
a win.
Away.
That's a win.
United away.
There you go. And they always do shit at Old Trafford, but I think they'll beat them because Man United are a mess. And then they got Brighton and Liverpool. Starts to get a bit harder, but they're both at home again. So I think Chelsea are going to have a good start, man. I wouldn't surprise me if they're top of the league come the first 6. It really wouldn't.
Yeah, well, actually, that sort of leads me on to the super chat from George, who says, what are the expectations for Chelsea this year? I mean, for me, bro, the expectations for Chelsea should be challenge for the title.
Facts. And a trophy. Challenge for the title and a trophy. That's what it should be. That's the minimum expectation.
Exactly. You finish in the top 4. Yeah. So what's the natural improvement on that? It's a challenge for the title. And for me, win a silverware. Like Chelsea Football Club, you should be winning silverware and you should be challenging for the title. That should be the thing. However, yeah, if I'm looking at the signings, do those signings convince me that they're going to be in a title race? And the honest answer is I don't think so. No,
I agree.
Now some of these Donnies, I don't know the fuck they are. Like Astavo, I've not seen this guy. I've seen him. So far, I've actually seen him a couple of times, but like, I've not properly seen him. Esugo, not
looks
seen
like
him.
Looks like a promising player.
Yeah, some of these like younger players, I ain't seen him. Who knows if there's to sign the next Pele or whatever? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's Kendry Payers. They reckon is going to be quality as well. But this is Chelsea. They say this, and then you don't. He's some of them. João Pedro is a brilliant signing. I'll give him that. I think he's a very good player. I think he's looked very good in the Club World Cup as well. Liam Delap, I know you know enough about. I've always rated him. I don't know if he's going to play every game for Chelsea, but I think he's a good signing. But other than that, I don't know. Jamie Gittins, what do you reckon? I don't know. That's a project player. I don't know much about him. Obviously, they've already got a brilliant midfield, but defensively at times, I know Don says they've got a brilliant defensive record, and that's great. But I still think they can do better than Cole Willem, Fofana, who's always injured, and Trevor Chalobah. And then obviously, and Tosin, or whatever his name is. And then obviously in goal, it's a disaster. So I still think they're 3 players away, if I'm honest, Chelsea.
Yeah. And I think the players that they need are like, again, it's like the Rodrigos. It's like the players that are going to get you across the line.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just always buy these young players, man. Like, I'm looking at this, bro, yeah. Pedro, 23. Gittins, 20. Delap, 22. Estevao, 18. Osugo, 20. Sarr, 19. Kendry Payers, 18. Like, sometimes you have to buy a little bit of experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It is just all kids, isn't it?
It's all kids, bro. It's Project FC. It's literally the definition of Project FC, man. So, listen, I think Chelsea will be all right. I think they'll be in the top 4 again. But, like, you're not winning the Champions League. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're not winning the Champions League. And I don't think you'll win the Prem. So then you've got to ask, is that good enough for Chelsea? Well, it wasn't good enough for Chelsea that I knew before the fucking Roman got fucking fired off.
Facts, mate. Facts.
So,
if they don't win a domestic cup this season, I think that's way too long for Chelsea to go without a trophy in terms of like domestic trophies, because they ain't done anywhere near enough, bro. Like, I know they won the Conference League, but they went 4 years since winning the Champions League. We went 5 and they've been mocking us for it. They went 4 years and then they won that Conference League, which is nowhere near good enough to be considered as a top trophy for Chelsea. Now, I appreciate they won the Club World Cup, right? I mean, they basically got a bye to the final, in my opinion. However, they won it, so fair play because they beat PSG. But Chelsea will be in a title race. I don't think it will be till I think they'll get to about March and fall off, because that's what you got to call a title race. You can't say they're a title race in December. A title race don't really start until like January, February, does it? Do you know what I mean? Like, unless you're like 12 points clear or something.
Well, I always say you're in a title race until you're not, right?
Precisely that. Okay, that's fair.
But if we're being like real talk, title race, like the title race, yes, usually starts in like February, March time. But You know, everyone starts in a title race. You know what I mean? As cringe as it might sound, like everyone starts on 0. Leicester won it.
Facts.
Why? Because they started on 0 like everybody else, and they got more points than everybody else. That's why they won the fucking league.
When was the last time Chelsea won the league? By the way, what year was it? Do you remember? Was it 2017?
Yeah, no, it was 2016. I think it was. It was Pep's first year, wasn't it? So it's 2016, I think.
So that's nearly 10 years without a Premier League.
2015, 16, I think it was. I think that was his first year. Or was it 2016? I can't remember.
That's mad. Do you not think that's mad, though, bro? Do you not think that's mad? Like Chelsea, 10 years without a Premier League. And they're supposed to be their club at the most. It's mad.
It shows you, Potsy. It shows you, like, this is why I ain't taking this shit for granted. And when people say to me, oh, it'll be all right. We've only not won the league 1 year. We'll win it back. And I'm like, there are no guarantees in football, mate. Just because you won a league a couple of years ago and dominated, don't mean you're going to automatically win it. United haven't won a title now since 2013. More than 10 years. Imagine saying to a United fan, imagine saying to anybody, yeah, after 2013, United ain't going to win a title for over a decade.
Bro, I walked out of Highbury at 17 years old. I'm now 37, and I still ain't seen us win one yet.
Exactly.
And we went unbeaten when we last done it. If you would have told me you just gone unbeaten and we're not going to win another one for 21 years,
crazy.
I'd have told you were mad.
It's crazy. Now, so you currently got, deep this year, you've got fucking Liverpool have only won 2 Premier Leagues. Arsenal have not won in 20 years. United ain't won in over a decade. Yeah, Chelsea ain't won in getting on
Nearly
for a
decade. Yeah.
Like, bro, it comes. This is why you've got to get your transfer business correct. If you fuck it up and sign a load of bums, you ain't winning shit, and it can drag on. And with PSR now, it makes it difficult. You know, like before PSR, or before it was actually kicked in, you bought a player, the shit, move them on, sign another player. It's more tricky to do that now because obviously you buy a player for 50 mil. The shit turn out to be 20 mil. You can't just sell them for 20 mil because then you'll get that loss and it fucks you over. So, that's why I don't take it for granted. And when people tell me that, oh, we've not won one, we'll win one next year. It's like, people said that about United. People said that about Chelsea. People said about Arsenal. It's not how football works, man. Yeah, if City don't win a title now for the next 10 years, it's what it is. But it could happen. It's happened to the other 3 teams. We're not different to anyone else. Let's have a look at some of these chats, man. And then I don't know if you have time to do Villa or you need to go. Let us know, innit? But
no, I can stay for a bit, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Smash these likes up as well, guys. Big up. Hopefully that answered the question as well, George. Big up KP Masters says, I'm tuning in late, so I'm behind. Oh, I'm behind in the live feed. But this idea that Liverpool are clear of City is a myth. Don't buy into their transfer window hype. He also says, compare the strongest 11. City's new midfield is stronger. Cherky, Reinders, Isak versus Haaland, who's the better striker. Yeah, for me, it's more like I just look at the defense and goalkeeper, bro, and think that's fucking crazy. I think Van Dijk and Salah. Van Dijk, Salah, and Alisson, for me, they're just fucking unbelievable. You know what I mean?
If I'm honest, bro, I think I look at the 11 of Liverpool and the 11 of City. Like, let's take Arsenal out of it. I do think they edge it. I do. I think they've got a better goalkeeper. I think they've got fullbacks that are better. If I'm honest, that Gyokeres he's ridiculous, mate. Centre backs, obviously Van Dijk and Konaté and Gyokeres if they get him. And then obviously you've got the midfield trio, which I think you just about nick. Obviously they got Verts.
I think we have midfield. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Rodri, Reinders, so I get that. I do rate Alexis McAllister, by the way. I think he's ridiculously good. And then obviously the front three, I think, it's very close because Salah clearly walks in. And then the other 2 positions, I think, are kind of up grabs. Haaland and Marmoush, maybe. But I think Gakpo and Ekitike, obviously, there. Isak, it's very close, man. But I do think Liverpool just about. But you're right in saying that there's clear gaps in Manchester City. I think if you was to bring in a right back and maybe, defensively become a little bit more disciplined, I think Man City have got a great chance of winning the league again, man. Of course they have. You've done it before.
No, yeah, that's why I said, like, I think City will be there or thereabouts. If City, I can't see a world in which Liverpool beat City to the title by more than 6 or 7 points. If that happens, I'm like, shit. Like, something's not right. Either Pep's just fucking it up or the players are just shit. Like, I don't know. I just don't see. I don't
with
think.
Pep, by the way, is he leaving City? Did I hear that he's retiring in his next 2 years? Is that serious?
His contract is up in 2 years. But it wouldn't surprise me if we did somehow win the Champions League or the Premier League this year. I think he goes.
Wow.
Because I think he wants to go out on a high, right? Because this is what I think Pep's plan last season. Yeah. And this is why I think, because basically, I don't know if you know this, right? But Tiki, our sporting director, he wanted to do the rebuild last summer. But Pep said, nah, don't want it this year. Let me run with these players, right? And his contract ended at the end of this season. So I think basically in his head, what the plan was, run one more season last year, win the league, go off into the mountains, into the hills, yeah? That's what I think he wanted to do. And that's why I think he rejected the rebuild, because he didn't really want to have a rebuild, get all these new players in his last year, learn the players, get the players to learn his system, all that kind of shit, yeah? In his last year, like, he just think, let me run with these players one last year. The problem is, he pushed them too far. The players couldn't do what he needed them to do because they were too old. Yeah, maybe they've got a bit stale, whatever the reasons are. It went downhill real quick. 1 win in 13, absolute crisis. And I think at that point he went, I can't leave like this. I can't go out like this. This is awful. Like, let me sign a 2-year contract and then we'll see what's going on. But the fundamental, I think, if he wins the league or the Champions League this year, I think he'll leave at the end of this season. I don't think he'd risk going into another season in 2026, 2027, when he's just won a major honour and potentially then not win anything when he can just leave. I think he'd leave at the end of this season if he wins the Premier League or Champions League.
See, I actually think he'll see his contract out for 2 years. And I think I agree with Jose Diaz. I think he'll go for Luis Enrique in 2027.
Well,
That's what I think. That's what I think.
He's at the top of my list at the moment. Luis
Oh,
Enrique,
he's number one for me as well.
I mean, he has to be for anyone, doesn't he?
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's what I think will happen. But I think you're right. It depends what City do this coming season. Because I really don't know what City we're going to get. I haven't seen enough of you in pre-season. Last time I saw you, you were defensively weak. I didn't see you in the Club World Cup. I've no idea how you played. But obviously, you got dumped out to whoever it was in Saudi Arabia. So I don't think that it's a given that Manchester City are going to be winning the league. I still have Liverpool as just favourites. But I don't think people have you know, look, Rodri's coming back in, yeah? The other thing we haven't spoken about is Phil Foden, by the way, because you can't go from player of the year to having a stinker to having another stinker. Like, the guy's got to improve. Like, you know, we talk about Odegaard, LB. He's the same, isn't he? Foden? Like, he's got to have a better year. He was poor last year, wasn't he?
He was really poor, yeah. I don't know what the fuck went on last year, to be honest with you, but there are positive signs from Foden in the Club World Cup, yeah? I'm not going to say he's back, because I didn't see enough to say he was back. But there were certainly signs that he just looked more alive, bro. He looked more alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were times last year that I'd be watching Foden play and I'm like, that the lights are on, but no one's home type situation. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the ball and it's like, do something. Like, when he won the PFA Player of the year before, he got the ball, he was making shit happen, getting ball, driving with it, fucking pass, bang, goal. All this shit, yeah. That's why he won Player of the Year. Fucking unbelievable, yeah. And then last year it was like, I don't know what was going on, man. It was just a sort of like a bit of a shell. Like, it was weird, man. And obviously, like, he was getting rinsed, and I was like, I don't get what's going on, because it wasn't like he was getting the ball and giving it away, and he was just shit. Do you know what I mean? It was like he'd get the ball and just do nothing with it, and it was like, I don't know what's going on. Now, like I say, the positive signs is in the Club World Cup. I do think there was, like, it didn't look like he was not there. It looked like he was on the pitch, you try to make things happen. But it's the Club World Cup, and he wasn't amazing by any stretch of the imagination. But there are positive signs. So this is what I'm saying. Going back to the points that I was making before, if I can get, Diaz to get back to the levels of 2 years ago, when he would, like, as you say, you said it yourself. And I think everyone did. Everyone put Ruben Diaz in the bracket of one of the best centre backs in the world. Yeah. No one really says that anymore at the moment, yeah? So if we can get Diaz to be back in that top bracket of the best centre-back in the world, up there with Van Dijk, yeah? You get Rodri back fit, and at the moment he's not fully fit. Get him back fit, yeah? And get Foden cooking like he was 2 years ago and won PFA Player of the Year. Trust me, we'll be thereabouts.
100%.
We'll be thereabouts. But if Rodri doesn't come back, or he's got fitness issues, Diaz ain't really, you know, at that level, or Foden's slow, then, you know, you're heavily reliant on your new signings, Reinders and Cherky. Now, I think Reinders, you spoke about him and glazed him a little bit before. I think Reinders is going to be a good signing for City. I think he's just going to come in and he's just going to hit the ground running. Cherky, bro, honestly, I have no fucking idea what you're going to get with Cherky. I think he could be one of those players where you go casino, yeah, you get your cash, you get your coins, you get your chips, throw it on zero, green zero on the roulette wheel, and it comes in, and you're like, what the fuck have we just got a £30 million player here? And he's like £100 million player. Maybe he's going to be shit. I don't know, but like everybody's seen that game.
I don't think he's going to be shit, man. I think
he's going to be class, man. But obviously, he
might be inconsistent. He might be a bit inconsistent.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's inconsistent. I don't know, but from what I've seen, he looks like an unbelievable player. Like he doesn't look like a £30 million player. Anyway, let me do these super chats, and then I just want to speak about Villa, if that's all right, before we wrap it up.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Because I think they're going under the radar massively. Smash these likes up as well, people. Big up Cypher Blue says, Pots, LB, all receipts, clips. I wouldn't expect anything less, my bro. I wouldn't expect anything. He also says, LB, don't get carried away. Your def mid.
Defense and midfield.
Oh, your defense midfield will go thin. All right, then. We'll see, innit? We'll see what happens, bro. But you say you got the receipts. Yeah, I got the receipts of your super chats, bro. So we'll see what happens, man. Big up KP again says, Mamouche bagged more than G&A, and then Ekatike, having spent half a season in Bundesliga, their fullbacks are defensively suspect. Stop over gassing them. He also says fans are suffering from recency bias. You forgot how integral and phenomenal Rodri is. Ask how many teams have retained a Prem title. They ain't one. I agree with you. And bro, I've already said this on a stream that I did yesterday or the day before, that I do think we may be gassing Liverpool up a little bit because they won the league, and they signed all these players, and they've signed all these players more recent than City signed our players. But at the same time, they're still good signings. You know what I mean? And if they get Isak on top of that and Matt Guehi, then they're set, man. But
I think Marmouche is quality. I think he's going to be a good player for you next year as well. I mean, he was already a good player for you in January onwards, but I think Marmouche is quality. I really like him, man. So
Marmouche is fucking sick. There are some weird, edgy City fans who think he's shit.
Really? Nah, he's quality. He's better than Doherty.
Do you have these fans in your fan base that just will say like fucking Saliba's shit or something?
Yeah, we got a few of them that think that I don't think anyone thinks Saliba is. Some think that there's players like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Some do it with Timber. Some are like, oh, Ben White, he's better, and I'm like, come on, man, Timber is miles better. We have that crazy one. I'm trying to think. Nah, I think most of the Arsenal fans love off most of our players, if I'm honest with you.
That's actually true, yeah.
So it's hard to think of any, really. But I don't rate Doku, but I do rate Marmouche.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
And Savio's been a bit questionable, I think,
Savio just needs to learn how to shoot. If he learns how to shoot, he'll be a top player. If he doesn't, then we've got problems. Big up KP, man. Big up. We'll see what happens, isn't it? Big up. Hopefully enjoy the show. Get it on times 1.25 and catch up to the live stream, man. Right, let's finish off on Villa then, boys. Yeah, because what the fuck are they doing? Because I tell you what, yeah, we've cooked everyone today. Everyone's been cooked. Everyone's got the cooking, yeah. But what the hell are they doing, man? I'll be real with you, bro. I'm looking at their sort of their signings and that, and or lack of. Can you explain what's going on here?
Every time I see a Villa link, it is a player that's leaving. Emi Martinez is leaving. Ollie Watkins is leaving. Morgan Rogers is leaving. Jacob Ramsey is leaving. They need players coming in, man. They've needed a right back for about 3 seasons. I don't know any of these players they've brought in. Let's just be real. I mean, who's that 19-year-old? Yasin Ozcan. He's a centre-back I've never heard of. 34-year-old goalkeeper to replace, I guess, Robin Olsen. They got a 21-year-old goalkeeper I've never heard of there. Buendia, I guess he's gone. That is a pretty embarrassing transfer window so far. And that is if they keep hold of. I mean, the John Duran thing is all bizarre now as well because they've sold him, and Watkins looks like he's the one that they might want to get rid of. He's been linked with Newcastle and Manchester United, and previously he was linked with us, and even Liverpool, I think, were linked with him. Morgan Rogers has been linked with Chelsea and Arsenal. I think he's a brilliant player, by the way. I think that's the one they do not want to get rid of. He's absolutely brilliant. I'd build my midfield around him. Tielemans has been fantastic. They need to try and keep hold of him. But I look at the scenario, I think defensively, Aston Villa last season were a shambles. I think they were in minus goal difference because of their defence. I mean, I know Emi Martinez is a top quality goalkeeper and Konsa's a good centre-half. But other than that, I don't think their fullbacks have been anywhere near good enough. And they need to get a centre-half that's better than Pau Torres, in my opinion, because I think he's one of the most overrated centre-halves. I don't get the love in the fair with him at all. I think he's all right. He's a squad player, really. Their midfield is decent. Let's be real. Anana, Tielemans, Morgan Rogers. They've got good players in there. But other than that, I think they could probably do with some more attackers because they've lost Rashford and Asensio, obviously. And it looks like Jacob Ramsey could be leaving as well. So I don't know what they're doing, bro. I don't know what they're doing. And like I love Billy, but every time you ask him what he's doing, he just says, well, we've got Unai Emery. That's literally his reply to everything. And like, I think, he's a top quality manager, but you need to actually have some players as well, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I don't know what they're doing, bro. I don't know what they're doing. But do you think they've not got any money? Do you think maybe they're struggling PSR-wise?
Well, look at it. I'll check this out. This guy in the chat, says, as a Villa fan, we need to sell to buy. We brought in Brest goalkeeper as backup. He's good. However, we're happy to remain as is. We had a lot of injuries in defence, but we do need to improve. Yeah, the thing is, if you stay still, you go backwards, isn't it? It's the obvious saying. And I think, again, obviously, I don't know the full finances of Aston Villa, what's going on there, but these PSR issues, because here's the problem that Villa have got. And by the way, I'll just say it again, and I know Popsy agrees with me. The PSRs are bollocks. Let's just get that out of the way straight away. Like Newcastle being screwed over it. Obviously, Villa might be getting screwed over by PSR right now. And low key, break the rules. Forest did. They almost got top 4. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Maybe City did. I don't know if we did or not. We're innocent until proven guilty. But on a real though, I think you should just fucking break the rules and get the point deduction and just sign the players that you want. Anyway, I think with Villa is do they contemplate it? And I know they don't want to have this conversation, but for the betterment of the team and to be able to go forward, should they cash in on a player to try and be able to get players in and strength? Because remember, right, if you sell a Morgan Rogers or a Jacob Ramsey, that money that you get is straight on your PSR profit, because you get that lump. You might not get it straight away, but you get that lump on your PSR account straight away. But obviously, when you buy a player, it's spread out over 5 years. So I know they don't want to have this conversation because it's a shit conversation, but should Villa consider selling a Morgan Rogers, or a Ramsey or any other player that they've got that can bring in serious cash to free up money so they can go and buy some players? The
only one I would say they could sell would be Jacob Ramsey. He's the only one that I think if they sell bro? Not the money you could get for Watkins or Rodgers, but I genuinely do believe if they sell either of those two, they're stuffed. I think they're clearly their two best players along with Tielemans. Tielemans not going to get you any money due to his age. Morgan Rogers will get you unbelievable money. I think they could get upwards of 70 million for Rogers. I think he's that good in terms of English tax and stuff. Watkins, I think they could get 60. Jacob Ramsey, they'll probably get 35? Something like that. Yeah, 32 he's worth. So yeah, they'll probably get 35, 40 because he's young and English. 24 already. So yeah, 2 years left. They're probably looking at 40 million, aren't they? So if they have to sell him, obviously it's profit. They can go and start doing some business. But who are they going to get in, bro? I mean, look at the positions they need. You need a right back. You don't know who you're going to get. Who are Villa going to get? What right back is out there that you go, wow, what centre back to partner Konza are they going to be able to get? Because they're not going to be able to go and get Livramento or Mark Guehi, are they? Do you know what I mean? So who do Villa go and get? It's got to be smart scouting. You've got to go abroad. You've got to look in Europe. You've got to do what Brighton do here for Villa. And I was disappointed with Villa's season last year. I've got to be honest. A lot of people said they were brilliant and all this, but they got to the Champions League's quarterfinals, which everyone said was fair play because they lost to PSG like everyone did. But I thought they could have won a trophy last season. They should have won the Conference League. They didn't. I think they should have. If Palace were favourites to win that FA Cup ahead of yourself, Villa could have been. Villa should have been there. Villa should have won that FA Cup. I'd be disappointed if I was an Aston Villa fan with what they've done, with Emery coming in, with the money they've got behind them or have had behind them, with the ambition they had to be winning trophies. I don't think they've had an unbelievable couple of years. I think they've had a good couple of years, considering they're not down in the relegation zone anymore, but they shouldn't have been, bruv. So, yeah, I don't know. Villa and Newcastle were the two for me that are standing still at the moment, and all the others have improved around them. So I think what we'll find is that Spurs and Manchester United might get nearer to them, but Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal and City might get further and pull further away from them. And I think Villa and Newcastle are sitting around 5th, 6th and 7th again, if I'm honest. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, the difference between Newcastle and Villa for me is if both teams stay the same, I think Newcastle have got a better team anyway.
I agree.
I think I think Newcastle do need to improve, as we said at the start of the stream, and I think they'll be gutted if they can't improve the team, right? And I don't think that's good, obviously. But I still think Newcastle can get top 4. I'm not sure if they will, but it wouldn't surprise me if Newcastle get top 4, even if they don't buy anyone. Yeah, obviously if they lose Isak, then maybe I have to change that opinion. Yeah, but with Villa, I don't see how they get top 4. I don't see how they get top 4 with the current squad. I think they're miles off it, to be honest with you.
What do you think of Emery? Do you think he's that guy that can get them to that next level, or do you think he's got a ceiling?
What's next level?
For Villa, I think Champions League and a trophy, and then after that, I think it's try and get as close to the likes of Liverpool.
The problem that Emery's got, and I think this is how he's sort of been categorized, is he a manager that can take your club to a position, a good position?
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Can he take the club to that promised land?
That elite,
obviously, that elite level. Like, obviously, he's done wonders winning the Europa Leagues and that. I think he's won 5 Europa Leagues. Fantastic, yeah. But Villa shouldn't really. The size of the club, the money that they have, they shouldn't be in the Europa League anyway. Yeah. Now they are this year. Obviously, I think they're in the Europa League this year. I don't know. I think Emery. I look back at that PSG game, the second leg. I don't know what Emery had his team set up. I don't know what he was doing. I did a watch along. Yeah, I did a watch along on second channel. Yeah, and at first 15, 20 minutes, I had no idea what he was playing at. Like, what score was it in that first leg? Aston Villa
3-1.
3-1. Right, 3-1. Yeah. Right, not obviously, and it was 2-1, wasn't it, until the last minute of the game in that first leg, and then they conceded the third goal, which was a dagger, right? But 3-1, yeah, back at Villa Park, place was rocking, yeah. They went full ham from minute 1. Hang on a minute, you're only 2 goals behind. How about keep it tight, yeah? Villa, Emery, Villa Park, keep it tight, get into half time, 0-0, no problem. Yeah, it's not an issue. Yeah, if football's not won in a minute or two, you got 45 minutes, go out there. Even if it's 0-0, 70 minutes, you pick up a goal 70 minutes, then you send it last 20 minutes. They were full sending it, yeah, from minute 1 in that game, and then it's conceded. To be fair, they did well in the end to get back into it, but I was like, what's he fucking playing at here? What's he got him set up like this for? They conceded a goal in the first 5 minutes or something, and I was just like, what are these doing? Proper weird tactics for me, from Emery. Didn't get top 4. And didn't win a trophy, got knocked out, I think, to Palace in there. So I think Emery last year, no one's going to criticise him because he got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and he kind of got robbed for top 4 because of the goal against United. But I think actually there's a little bit of question marks over what he did last year. I'll be real, and I know not a lot. I'm probably on my own there. I know a lot of Villa fans are probably not going to agree with me, but I genuinely do believe that he got a little bit wrong last year. So. See what happens, man. But I don't know if he's going to be able to take them to that next level. The problem that you got with someone like an Emery is that, like, can you end up getting stuck as this club that's just, actually funny enough, Villa did this when they had like the Martin O'Neills, didn't they? Remember, this is going back now, like fucking probably 20 years ago. What, 15, 20 years? Probably 15, 20 years ago, when Aston Villa were in that position. And to be fair, they're a pretty good team, to be fair, weren't they, under Martin O'Neill?
Yeah, man, really good team. Ashley Young and Stuart Downing and James Milner and all that. Yeah.
But just like fifth, like, I mean, can they become a team that can break into that top 4 and stay there with Emery? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not saying get rid of him. Like, I think when
it matters with Villa, they've bottled it. I think when it's mattered. I mean, like, they should have got Champions League last season. They lost to Man United, bruv, in the last game of the season. Like, it's just a Man United that are dusty that everyone's laughing at. They threw that away. They got into the final with the Conference League. They lost it. They get just so close and they fail. And I know I get it's hard. It's hard. Arsenal know all about that. Yeah, but I feel like Emery needs to prove that he is European quality, because he's won ridiculous amount of Europa Leagues. He needs to get Villa across the line somehow, whether it's in a Carabao Cup or what it is, but that's what he's got to do next.
Because do we win in a trophy as well, can't we?
That's what I mean. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, one of those.
I mean, look at Newcastle last year, winning that Carabao Cup. Okay, mega, you know what I mean? Like, it was, you could see it in the players, you see it in the fans, you know what I mean? Won a trophy. They've got that off the backs now. And obviously, it's about winning trophies and that. You want to win silverware. But the pressure's not there now. If they want to just go, you know what, we want to focus on league position this year. Do you know what I mean? Or we really want a full set of Champions League and see how deep we can get in that Champions League, then cool. You know, obviously, yeah, you still want to be winning silverware, and you don't just want to become a team that just doesn't win a silverware. But once you've won it, you can focus on league a little bit more. Like, and you got that, you're not, pressure's not on you. That's why, luckily, there, like, I look back at the way City did it. Yeah, when we just fucking smashed the whole thing, bro. I'll be real. FA Cup under Mancini 2011, Premier League 2012, and then we just went from there. Like, we literally just did everything that you needed to do in the right order.
Bro, unfortunately, I have to go back 2 decades for us to have done all that, bro. Because that's what we did when I was growing up. I was 6 or 7, and we were winning, bro. We won the League Cup, we won the FA Cup, we won the double, we won Premier Leagues, went invincible, and yeah, unfortunately, bro, well, good. Why is everyone saying that her Sam's rattled and he's ranting on? What's he ranting about? Is it Isak or something? Has something happened? What's going on with Isak? Let us know in the chat, because I've seen a few people say his Sam's rattled. What's he ranting about then? Has something else happened about Isak? Is he not?
Calculator so we can mock Mike Das. See? That's it. There's fucking lighters that don't work anymore. That's it. TV remote. Nothing. See? Now admit you're a whore in the chat. Say I'm a whore. Say it. Say I'm a whore. In front of me. In front of me is the TV. Here you go. Listen.
What is he doing?
What is happening here? What have we missed?
Heard that? You want to know why it makes that sound? Because it's not a smart TV. Now, listen to the sound when it switches off.
What is he doing? Has he lost the plot?
So what,
I don't know what's happened here.
TV with this shit right here. I'm searching on TV.
Bro, what the fuck is he doing? What's
I'm
wrong
searching
with
on TV with this. I'm searching on TV with this. Look how smart this TV is. Please, bro.
What have we missed here, man?
What the fuck?
All of you, bro. Don't try come for me when it comes to ball knowledge, please.
What is
the
he
stuff
so
that I
someone's
forgot is
question
more
is
than the
ball
stuff
knowledge.
that you remember.
Someone's
What is
question
it?
is born, man. So what has happened here, man? Someone's
You
come
see
for
that
him.
Chelsea fan that I destroyed? I bet you I can name more historic Liverpool players than he can name players even in the Abramovich era. He doesn't know. He probably doesn't know that Zola played for his club. He doesn't know that you know, Desai played for his club. He doesn't know any of this shit. He's a Chelsea fan. What do you expect? What do you expect from Chelsea fans, bro? What do you expect from them? Daddy,
Why is he so rattled, bro?
What has happened here, man?
What has gone on there, boys? Someone's got under his skin big time now. Why did he just have the TV remote like going fucking no TV remote? You know what I mean? What is this guy?
What is the matter with this guy, man? I love Hassan, but what is someone's proper rattled him, man? Someone's proper rattled him, man.
Nah, I don't fuck knows what's happened there. Smash these likes up anyway. We're gonna wrap up in a minute, boys. Shout out to Sam. He says, big up lads, travelled up to Newcastle today since Ponte calls played Newcastle Benfield. Last minute winner and into the next round of the FA Cup. Oh, come on, lad. Next round of the FA Cup. Big up to you, man. This guy does the hard yards, man, with the non-league in it. So
grassroots football, man. Love that.
Yeah. Nah, big up Sam, man. Big up Sam. All right, and bro, anything else you wanted to chat or we wrap it up?
Bro, I think we've covered pretty much everyone. Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. I mean, you know, there's only United we ain't cooked, which is always funny to do that. But other than that, mate, I think we're there, bro. I think we're there.
Yeah, I don't think United. There's not really much to say on United, I'll be real. I think that, like, the signings that they've made probably get them 10th, 9th, something like that. I don't think they're going to get top 4. I don't even think they're going to get top 8, but they'll probably get, like, 9th.
Yeah, I've got them 8th or 9th. I've got Spurs in the top 6, 7, though. Because Frank will make them hard to beat, bro. He will. He 100% will.
What about player quality, though?
No, I don't think it's there. But I think they'll bring in a couple of players. But I don't think Spurs will be like top 4, top 5 Champions League. But I think they could get 6th or 7th. Because Ange was the reason they were 17th. It weren't that Tottenham weren't good enough. Like their player, you look at the Vicario is not a great goalkeeper, but he's not a 17th goalkeeper. Neither is their back line. Neither is their midfield. They've got Kudus, Madison, Kulusevski. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't got shocking players. Solanke, I don't really think is great, but I think they can.
Bro, I don't rate that Solanke at all, man. I'm sorry. You know, let me ask you a question, right? I have these agendas against players. And I think everybody has, but I just think some people don't admit it, yeah? So, like, for example, I'll disclose and I always disclose my agenda to let people know, yeah? But Solanke, don't rate him. Conor Gallagher, don't rate him. Yeah, there's some
Okay.
of us like that. So, do you have players that like you just literally just think are dog shit?
Yeah, I don't really know why people rate some of them, if I'm honest. But you won't like one of mine because he plays for you. But I don't. I think there's players that flatter to deceive. I think Doku's one of them. I think Adama Traore is another one. I never understood the loving for him.
Yeah, I can get that.
Alan Saint-Maximin, another one, just looks lovely on the ball but doesn't actually do anything. Zero output. I mean, Arsenal have had a couple over the years as well. I get players like that, and I just think, what do you actually do? Like, where are you at? I've got to say, I think Marcus Rashford is one of the most overrated footballers there's ever been. I do not understand the hype that he got. I thought he was a very good player, nowhere near Thierry Henry and Mbappe levels that Man United fans thought he was going to be. I never got the love in the session with him, and I think his mentality is just completely gone. So there's been a few, man, over the years, to be honest. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, man. Yeah, what's this Sheffield Wednesday, man? That's mad.
It's more evidence, big up David, more evidence that PSR is nothing to do with keeping clubs alive. It's all about protecting the teams at the top, and I include my team in that now because we are there, so it protects my club. Yeah, we didn't vote it in, no, it's not my problem. Yeah, but PSR, yeah, is a lot of bollocks. Yeah, not helping these, didn't help Reading. Didn't help Bolton when they were going bust. Didn't help Bury. Yeah. I almost had on the same night. Yeah. I almost had two teams either side of me. Yeah. Fucking gone bust.
Oh,
yeah.
administration. Yeah, man.
I used to live. Yeah. In North Manchester, in the middle of Bury and Bolton. Literally lived in the middle of Bury and Bolton. So I had teams. Yeah, on the both sides of me. That literally on the same night, I'm pretty sure Sky Sports News did a fucking thing on live where it was like they had a countdown where both teams were going to go bust. It was like, yo, both teams on both sides of me was about to go down. Luckily, in the end, well, Bolton got saved. I can't remember what happened to Bury. I think they actually created another team. I can't match you up to date on what happened with that one. But it's sort of bollocks, man. Yeah, it was voted in, yeah, to keep the top teams at the top because they wanted to make sure that they could keep getting that Champions League money. Yeah, and they all lie. Yeah, this is why people need to stop. They need to wake up. These owners are all billionaires. Yeah, they're not poor. They just want the Champions League revenue every year. Yeah, that's what it's about. They all lie. They all lie. Arsenal owners lied when they moved to the Emirates. We're moving to compete with the best. Yeah, we've got to compete with Real Madrid and buy all the what.
Even though we already were, mate. Even though we already were.
Even though you already were. Yeah, it's all lies, bro. It's all lies. Look at the Spurs owner. He ain't give a shit, man. Yeah, Levy, this guy don't give a crap. It's all about the money, man. Yeah, but a lot of these fans, bro, still ain't woken up to it. They still fucking just... The problem is, Dan, yeah, I'll be real with you. A lot of people are fucking thick, mate. Yeah, I'm being never serious, bro. A lot of people are stupid, bro. Yeah, do you drive?
Yeah.
When you drive, you understand the thickness of people. Yeah, because you see, like, what the fuck are you doing there? You're pulling out on me there. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? Yeah, why are you turning and not indicating? People are stupid, bro. And then, like, that translates to football as well. And a lot of people they don't get it. They don't get it. They think this PSR is good and that. And, like, you know, it's only now, really, that people are starting to wake up to it. You know what I mean? I think it'll go in a couple of years. Even that Kieran Maguire, the finance guy. Yeah, even he's come out. He tweeted it the other day and said it's a lot of bollocks. And he's the final. And I think eventually it'll go. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, but it's going to go.
It's crap because it hasn't. What it's done is it's given the top. I mean, we really shouldn't be complaining about it, to be fair, because the top 6 clubs are sorted. Teams like Newcastle have been mugged off by it because Man City and Chelsea have been given this massive head start with all the money they've had. Newcastle have gone, oh, hey, welcome to us. Welcome to the party. No, but you're not allowed to spend like Chelsea and Man City did 10 years ago. You've got to do it properly. We put these new rules in now. So how are they supposed to catch up? So even if the club's got loads of money, how are they supposed to catch up? They're always going to be 10 years behind. Like Man City have got their squad. I know you're rebuilding, but you've had your squad. You've had your treble winning side. Newcastle are trying to build one, and they can't because there's no money for it. So they've got to now go. It's just they're not allowed to spend it. It's all very, very bizarre, man. Very bizarre. I hate it. I actually hate the fact. I mean, you'll probably disagree because Man City needed the owners to go and be competitive again. But I've hated it since Abramovich and Kroenkes and Glazers and shit. I've hated it since that's all come in personally. Because it has completely, you know, all this European Super League is going to happen at one stage. Whether we think that's a great thing or a bad thing, I think that is going to happen.
It's
I think it's worse now. There's money in the game. I've got to be honest. I enjoyed it in the 90s and 2000s more than I did 2005 plus. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it, you know. And I understand it's a business now. Yeah, obviously with you it's different though, you know, because City were, you know, Division 2 when we were winning stuff but like you've got to look at it and you know, you needed that to get up. But I don't actually think it's been better. I enjoyed football more in the 90s and 2000s. Some will say that's because that's when Arsenal were winning stuff, but Arsenal are actually in a better position to win stuff now because we've got all the money. Now we didn't have that back then. You know, when I was growing up, we weren't the richest team in the land and all this, and now we are one of them. We're still not winning because it's ruined the game, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Some people think it's made it better, but I'm not sure that it has, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. I think football's changed, isn't it? Like when I was growing up, like, and I went to City, like in my early years, like it was weird. It was like watching football was weird. Being in the stadiums was different. You know what I mean? Like I stopped going to City in COVID. Yeah, because obviously City stopped going. City obviously you had to stop going, and but when I left, compared to when I first started going in the 2000s, it was completely different. Completely, the club had obviously changed, obviously, but like everything had changed, everything, and then bringing in VAR. I fucking hate VAR. I think it's a load of shit. The thing is, people are like, oh, but you know. It stops mistakes. Well, mistakes still happen now. And by the way, does that mean then we're saying that every single trophy that was won before VAR is null and void? Yeah? What are you trying to tell me? Like, fuck, yeah, get rid of it. It's grim, man. Yeah? And by the way, for fans in the stadium, hanging. I'd be surprised. I reckon, if you had a vote of people in the stadium, I reckon 80% would scrap it. Maybe slightly different for people who watch it on a telly, but trust me, when you're in the stadium, and I don't know how many people who are watching, regular, you know, go to games or you know, I don't know the split obviously, but it's shit. And when you can see that when you score a last minute goal and it's like VAR check, it kills.
It's the worst, man. You just celebrated it. You just celebrated it. I remember, do you know the first one I see it was your game? You were playing Spurs in the Champions League. Sterling scored. And then I think it was Sterling who scored. And then the VAR thing come up for the first time. And that was it. And you got dumped out because that goal didn't count. I'm sure that was that game. And it was one of the first years VAR were in. And I thought, we're not going to be able to celebrate goals anymore then. And then now they brought it in the season when you're in the stadium, the referee has to get onto his bloody microphone and the tannoid systems are all shit in the stadiums. You can't actually understand why the goal was ruled offside anyway. Because they're like, sorry. You think, what the hell was that then? It makes no sense why the goal was disallowed. I hate it all, brother. I can't stand it, man. It was just absolutely terrible. Look at George, loved that moment. I certainly did not, man. Let me tell you that. That was the year they got to the final, wasn't it? Was that year? I'm sure that was the year that Spurs got to the final.
I can't remember if it was the year they got to the final, but yeah, it was.
I remember. I know it was a
I come out of the game, and I remember walking back to the car, and I remember going, I fucking hate this fucking thing. I'm never going to a football match ever again in my life. I was so fucking rattled, bro. I was ready to just like snap my season ticket in half. I just hated it, man. It's proper hanging. It is proper hanging, man. And it's like,
what year did you go City then? What year did you start going? 2000, yeah?
Nah, like season ticket. I started going 2007.
Okay, so it's like just before the takeover, basically.
Before the takeover, yeah.
Who was your favorite players growing up then?
Favorite players, Shawnee Wright, probably.
Yeah, right.
Shawnee Wright, but we had some good players, man. We had Anelka somehow. I don't know how we got him, but yeah, we had Anelka. He was fucking mint. Then like we had like obviously it's different. Like I don't know if you get it, man, because like we have players who are like obviously not that great, but like you like him. So like one of my players that I like, I think we only had him for a year, was Kiki Musampo. Do you remember him?
I remember him.
Like, he was obviously the best.
For me, Sean Wright Phillips were right up there, but the best I thought was King Cladze, bro. He was absolutely ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous.
I was meant to be fucking working with him as well. He's not emailed me back. He got some. He
really?
Wine. Yeah. He sells wine now from Georgia. He's Georgian, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's from Georgia. He's got this wine company.
Wow. That's mad, you know.
To hit him up again, but
Goater, that's a great shout. Sean Goater, feed the goat and he will score. That's mad. That's absolutely mad.
It is.
Yeah, Goater was quality. Fowler, I remember that. I remember you had some good players. Stephen Ireland was quite good for you for a couple of years.
There was a year that Ireland was fucking unbelievable. I think it was under Hughes. I think he was class, man.
Who was that English midfielder you had? He was quality, and then he just disappeared. I can't remember his bloody name now.
Michael Johnson.
Mate, he had 1 year. I thought this kid looks unreal, and then he just never did anything, man.
He got injuries. He did the Jack Rodwell thing where once he got a couple of injuries, he was just cooked, bro.
Yeah. See, this was City that I remember, man. When you had Noddy, you had like Benjani up front and like Paulo One Shop and all those guys. You know what I'm saying? Bloody Elano, was he a Brazilian guy? Elano, was it?
Elano, man.
He was good.
Elano was fucking unbelievable.
Petrov was pretty good. Quick winger. Yeah, man. And then you obviously got the takeover. It's like Robinho and all them guys. It's mad. Yeah, it's crazy when you look back at that. Richard Dunn, he was a good centre back for you, to be fair. Dunny, he was a good
Don't again, it's like it's levels, isn't it? I get it's levels. Like he's obviously like, you know, he would not be good enough to play for City today, right? I get that, yeah. But yeah, like it is what it is. Like, you know, he was good for us. Distan was good.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, we had some good players, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I really wanted Sean Wright-Phillips from you, man. I really wanted Sean Wright-Phillips.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's Ian Wright's boy, wasn't it? And I mean, Ian Wright's my hero. So I was like, this kid's quality. And he went to Chelsea, and I thought he was excellent there as well. And I was really gutted when he went there, man. I was like, it would have been quality for us. Because I think at the time, we were like, we needed another winger. We had Lundberg and Pires, and that was kind of it, really. And then in the end, we went for like Jose Antonio Reyes, and we went for like Alexander Hleb. And I remember wanting Sean Wright-Phillips. But we went for Hleb and Rosicky at the time, and I thought like they were both quality. Don't get me wrong, but I really liked Sean Wright-Phillips. I thought he was quality for you guys.
Right.
Sun Ji Hai, that's a mad one. He was a right back, wasn't he? Sun Ji Hai, I remember him, man. Yeah,
Sun Ji Hai.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, I want to show you this, but just before we go, I want to show you this video, of need to fucking bookmark this, man. Do you use bookmarks on Twitter?
Nah.
I need to use bookmarks, man, because like, I always find these tweets,
You can never find them. Yeah,
I can never ever find them again. But it's the Premier League, when VAR got introduced. Sorry, and my chat will know exactly what I'm about to do here. Yeah, but they did these series of videos on the Twitter account,
right?
About like VAR and how it was going to be used and shit, and. Here we go. I think I've got it here. Let's have a look. And bro, it's so funny. Alan Shearer's doing it. Yeah, here, I've got it here, bro. It's so funny. They chat shit. They chat so much shit. Look at this.
Reincident.
So here we go. So this is this is when they first introduced it. Yeah, this is on their official page.
What's Alan Shearer introducing it for then?
Because they're just chatting about it, innit? Right, so listen to this, listen to this.
Our referee, VAR is in the Premier League this season, and it will help our referees get more decisions correct. Let's be clear, we won't see 100% accuracy. Some decisions will be subjective, and not everyone will agree, but the VAR will be checking every key decision. There are 4 match-changing decisions a VAR can be used for. My favourite, goals. The VAR will check every goal that is scored. If the VAR spots something, then they will tell the referee not to restart play. This could be an offside or foul in the build-up. Penalties. Either penalties that have been awarded or penalties that have not. Red cards. Direct red cards, not second yellows. The VAR can tell the referee if they have missed a clear red card and also let the ref know if they have incorrectly given a red. Mistaken identity. The VAR can tell the referee if they have booked or sent off the wrong player. The Premier League is setting a high bar for VAR involvement. The philosophy is minimum interference.
Minimum interference.
Maximum benefit. Keeping the pace and passion we all know.
Keeping the pace and passion. Bro, what was it last year in one of the Bournemouth games? Wasn't it like a 5-minute delay
7
or
minutes
something?
or something, yeah.
7 minutes.
And love.
Bro, there's one of these, that he says you won't even know. He says you won't even. Yeah, look at this, bro. Look at this.
As soon as a goal is scored, the VAR will conduct a check. Most of the time, you won't even notice.
You won't even notice, bro. They didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue what they were doing, bro. They didn't have a clue, man. These guys are chatting
Most
shit.
of the time, you won't even notice. Yeah, Hardly noticed at all. That mistaken identity one, they haven't ever used that, have they, or needed to? I mean,
Not
if you
that I
have
can-
mistaken identity, you've got to be a shit referee, ain't you? Do you remember when we got Kieran Gibbs sent off instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain that time against Chelsea? Do you remember that?
Yeah, racism, no?
Yeah, that's
like,
mad that was. I
yeah,
remember that.
that's,
Like, how can you do that, man? Like,
nah,
that's crazy.
that is wild. But it's just, I don't know. I think it's fucking stupid. I think the whole thing is just fucking daft, if I be honest.
Yeah,
Because
it is, man.
it's now they're saying, oh, well, now we're going to check corners to make sure that we give because, you know, like, and it's like, well, where does it stop? What about throwing? Because some of these teams, remember Rory Delap?
Yeah.
What about if a ball went out and they got a throw in, but it wasn't a throw in? Well, you're checking corners. Why not checking throw? It's going to end up where they're checking everything, and don't tell me it's not, because they're already checking way more than they were when they first brought it in.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
changed it, adding it. Now they're checking corners. Yeah, and then someone will can get a throw, and then they'll check throw in. Yeah, now they're doing semi-automated. Where's it end? And that's why I think it just needs to be scrapped. I keep offsides, because I think the semi-automated thing, it's usually quick, and I think I keep goal line technology. But everything else, in my opinion, is mad subjective, and I just don't see the point. Just fuck it off.
And Sophie's just put interviews at half time next season. Is that a thing?
Oh, my
What
God.
are we doing, man? What
it's-
is going on here? This is an embarrassment as well, isn't it? What do we need to talk about? Why are we longing this out, man? Just get them back out there. We don't want to know what we
It's
want.
long, innit?
It's long, man. We're turning it. It won't be long before Beyonce and Jay-Z are coming out after half time. You know what I mean? Like we're just turning it into like American sports, and we just I don't want any of this crap, man. We just want to get on with the game we all fell in love with, man. Why do we have to change it all? Because there's new rules coming in, isn't there? The goal kick situation. If you take too long to take a goal kick, give away a corner. That one's coming in.
Oh,
we're going to be screwed. We're going to be screwed by that, by the way, because Raya takes all day to kick the ball. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give away shitloads of corners.
You're taking too long to take a goal kick. The opposition gets a cut. I'm like, what? Tell the fucking goalkeeper to get on with it. Or guess what? Book him. Book him if he's taking too long.
That's what should
go. Hold your hand up like that as a ref and go like that, like that. If he's not kicked it, blow your whistle, book him. He won't take the piss then, because if he does it again, he'll be off. What are we doing this giving goal kicks? Corners? I don't know, man. Listen, we're going to have to wrap it up. But me and Potsy could go on all night here, man. Honestly, we really could. But let me do this super chat and then we'll get out of here, boys. Shout out, is it Lannon? Shout out Lannon says, LB, check out Lookman's league goals last 3 seasons. Oh, bro, Lookman's a baller, bro.
Yeah, he's been cooking, man. I'd take Lookman at Arsenal tomorrow. Like, if it ain't going to be Rodrigo or Leao, to be fair, I'd actually take Lookman outside of Rodrigo. He's the one I would actually take. Because I thought he was going, but apparently it's falling through. So I'd take him tomorrow, man. I think he's a quality player.
He's a top player, yeah. Because I was doing Atlanta watch-alongs because I thought we was going to get that Edison, the centre mid.
Yeah.
Remember when we was linked with him in January? So I was watching a load of Atlanta games back in January. And this guy was cooking. And then I watched Real Madrid versus Atlanta, and this guy terrorized whoever. I can't remember who the right back was, but he terrorized the right back for Real Madrid. He cooked him, man. I was like, fucking hell, this guy's a baller, man. So I don't know if he's available still or where he's going, but if he is available,
would you take another winger? Would you take another winger at City?
Okay, so my position is I'm going to give Doku and Savio 1 more year. And if one of them probably is going to have to go next summer. Unless they both cook. If they both cook, they're cool. But I don't think they both will cook.
You're going to have Marmoush and... Who is it? Marmoush and Cherky? Is that what you're going to start with?
Probably Foden. I'll probably have Cherky in the middle, I want Cherky in there slap banging. I just think Cherky's so two-footed that I think you'll waste him out wide. But I don't know. Again, it's like I don't know what to do with Cherky. Is he going to play in the middle? Is he going to play on the right? Played on the right a lot for Leon. But I don't know, man. When you see how two-footed he is, I think you've got to stick him down the middle for me. So I don't know. But yeah, big up lad on, man. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with him, but he's a baller, bro. I'll tell you that now. And I think, is he homegrown as well, is he? Is he homegrown?
Yeah, he will be, I think. He's been in the Premier League at 3 clubs, Everton, Leicester and Fulham, and he was poor, to be fair. But since he's gone to Italy, he's absolutely cooked, bro, for a lot. These stats are wicked.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, man. Big up. Let's set up some redirects on here, Potsy, before we go, man.
Yeah, man. Who are we sending to?
Let's see who's live. We could raid Hossam and just get him rattled in it if you want.
You could rattle him if you want. Send a load of remote controls or signs or something.
Is there a remote control emoji? TV. And it's not a. I don't know, chat. What should we do, chat? We need to rattle the guy, innit? We need to rattle him. I don't know why he's so rattled. He just won the. I'm not really funny, yeah, but have you ever seen a more miserable fan base that won the league? They won the league, man. Moaning at Trent.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro,
They like
celebrate,
a
enjoy
moan,
it,
bro.
man.
They like a moan, bro. Is he still live, Hassam?
Yeah, he's still live according to my screen here.
Oh, okay. Why can't I find this stream then?
Unless it's not refreshed. Maybe he's
No, it has. Yeah, he has. It is. Let me do it as well.
Yeah, let's just go in there and just rattle the fucker, guys. Yeah, I don't know what you want to spam in there. Just get in there, yeah, and rattle him. Yeah, rattle him, boys.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Sweet. All right, big up, man. Pots, we should do this again sometime, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. I enjoyed it, bro. Enjoyed it. So yeah, let's do it. Big up to the chat. Make sure that everyone's smashing the likes on mine as well. I'm about 1,500 away from 50k, man. So I need to get these subscribers up, man. So if you can hit subscribe, that'd be amazing on both the streams. And yeah, big up to you, LB. We'll do this again, man. 100%.
No, definitely. Big up to you guys, man. Smash these likes on the way out. Make sure you guys are subscribed and go rattle Huffam, man. Go rattle him in it. Get a bit. Is it ending on? You want to end the stream on?